again to prophesy this word. Before we get started, we'll give all the glory and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Wakakodash.
Hey, double honors unto our apostles and elders, a great millstone, all right? So we're going to get straight to it. And we were just building off of the camera. I'm dealing with just the spirit of being a man, man. You know, these subject matters seem like they can be repetitive, but we're fighting matter of fact, I know if you could hold also, go to 2 Corinthians 10:3. Because these subject matters seem like they can be repetitive and, you know, a broken record, but we're fighting a heavy demonic spirit against the men of our nation.
Yeah.
There's a heavy spirit on this place that's trying to make you be not a man.
Right.
Yeah.
Facts.
Like this world does not want you to be a man. That's why we have to go into it and chop away at it. And we get cursed out of this because this is a tranny-based society.
Yes.
Look at what just happened in Israel.
Right, exactly.
What about this conversation that we had over the last several days since last Sunday with Al-Azhar is manly.
Right, exactly.
So we have to really you gotta really chop away at that effeminate, weak spirit that this world pushes that wants you to be under.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
You know?
You're right.
So we can we hit that in Corinthians.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
And see, that's the kicker. You know, when we're not talking to see Al-Azhar and these other camps, because they're carnal, because they are not spiritual, man, because they're not really on a level, they're pushing to you a fake sense of manhood, a fake sense of masculinity, a fake sense of being a warrior. Everything is off because they're not in the spirit. See, they make it all about the flesh, all that karate chops and push-ups, big guns,
Outward appearance.
But we're here to push that spirit on you to be in the spirit of being a man according to what it is the Lord wants you to in the spirit. And that's where a lot of men fall victim to, because what's required of you in the spirit is heavy. And a lot of men can't put up with it. All right? You keep going with that.
2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
See, and all these other camps, they don't get that. They're in that very much a carnal state. They think we're fighting this devil with ninja stars and, nunchucks and, you know what I mean? They got that spirit on them. Matter of fact, in Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter, matter of fact, go to Ecclesiastes 10. Is it 10? What is that? 9 or the last verse? No. Weapons of war.
Wisdom is Ecclesiastes 9 and 18.
9 and 18.
Oh, 9 and 18.
Read that real quick. Because see, our weapons, as it's reading, we're not fighting against the flesh. See, you got a lot. Hey, Shalom, brother. You got a lot of these guys out here. What we're learning, and it's uncomfortable. I know these conversations make us skin curl, scroll, and get grossed out. But through the spirit, we got to talk about it. A lot. That's why the Lord is not dealing with this whole mighty man extraness spirit, right? Because what we're finding out is these characters in the world that are presenting themselves as such, they're overcompensating for something. They're hiding something.
That's it.
It's not true masculinity, Israel. It's just not.
Right.
Everybody loves to highlight the mighty man. Hell yeah, chopping heads off.
Right.
Nobody was more masculine than Yahweh Shai. That's why he said he's the King of Kings. He's the Alpha and Omega. And we only got one time in the scriptures during his life of Yahweh Shai where he lost his top.
He lost his cool, so to speak.
See, that's why y'all are offended in Yahweh Shai, because the spirit of which he comes in, what he represents, the standard, is not what y'all want, and it's not what you stand on.
It's not instant gratification.
The Lord had basically his movement was a non-violent type of movement. It wasn't about getting busy and getting the swords and going at them. Nah, he was like, chill, be spiritual, teach, wake, go after the elect, and
let the Lord do it.
Yeah, that's right.
But he was fighting a fight.
That's right. He's doing the work.
He was at war.
He's doing the work. That's right.
But to leave it to this world, that's not masculine. That's why the black community has this. They talk about that non-violent shit, but really, you want all the violence.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
You want to go vandalize and break windows, and you want to release that bent up energy.
Yeah.
That's why last camp, what were we talking about? Controlling your anger.
Yeah.
Self-restraint.
Self-restraint. That's what a man has self-restraint.
That's right.
Come on, man, keep going with it. Matter of fact, when you done with, did you get that in Ecclesiastes? Read that real quick. Ecclesiastes 9.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 18. Wisdom is better than weapons of war.
Come on, man. Wisdom is better than weapons of war. How to move, how to control your spirit, learning these things. It's better than weapons of war.
Yeah, dealing off of logic rather than emotion.
Come on, man.
Like you just said, this is a motion-driven society, and you see that a lot of these men, like in the ancient world, men, first off, testosterone is through.
Yeah, it's down.
You know, the average man is highly estrogen. Look how the average man eats.
Yeah, yep.
His diet is filled up with he just like the fucking woman,
Yeah.
or a child. A man doesn't. These men in this society, they don't even actually mature in their diet. Because it's levels to how you eat. There's an actual manly way that you're supposed to eat. They say the essentials that a man's supposed to eat: eggs, fish, red meat.
Yeah.
You know,
Vegetables.
But mass majority of these guys,
They still these niggas still is and this is real, it's a fact. These niggas are still chicken tender and french fry eaters.
Yeah. That's why they
You
got
know what I
so
mean?
fast.
Don't get me wrong. We all love chicken tenders and chicken.
That's
But
all
you-
nigga know. You like,
That's all-
damn,
that's
nigga,
all
see, I
spirit.
eat it, and that's what you gonna get.
all this menu, and your ass went to chicken tenders and fries.
breakfast time is frosted flakes and
Right.
Yeah.
tricks.
You go get it's a pancake with it's a chocolate chip pancake, smiley face, whipped cream on it. Cause you eat as you. That's why Paul said when I was a child, I thought as a child.
Yep.
You gotta that's why we gotta keep chopping at it.
Keep chopping. Yep.
Cause this world doesn't want you to be, man, there's no benefit to being a man in this world.
Yeah.
It's not.
That's how wicked this place is.
Yeah,
You
that's
get
how wicked.
penalized
Yeah.
being a man.
Oh, you seen that with this chick?
I was about to say.
You got it, you got it,
The girl. What's like?
I don't know what she is.
Don't she?
Oh yeah,
Don't she?
some rapper bitch.
Yeah, y'all seen that clip? She's, I guess, talking to some other black motherfucker.
Like,
Basically talking about a red flag is a straight man. She had to go forward, turn around like a straight man. Yeah,
that's a
red flag.
dating. That's a dating
Dating,
red
yeah.
flag. It's dating.
Just
is
you
red
being
flag.
simply a heterosexual man. That's a red flag.
That's
a spirit.
Yeah, that's a spirit. So you said that. I said, I was about to say it.
Like,
That's
what
the
sense
society
does
we
that
live in.
It should not be funny. Like,
You understand? Like this society don't want you. Listen, you get punished. Listen, man. If you get a lot of women in this society, you're not a man. Women don't like men.
you compromising like a motherfucker.
Women, these women do not like actual men. They like homosexuals.
Yeah, they do. They be their best friends.
They like freaks, bisexuals. They love cucks. They love. Let's be straight with this.
Yeah.
Alazar has wives. That was the point of that. He said his wives.
His wife on that.
He has wives that are following it. There are multiple women following this demon. See, in the spirit of it, if you are a real man, if you stand on being a man, you have a repellent to the majority of these women. They don't want to stand by you.
They don't like that. Because they know you stand on business and you
Yes.
have principles about
Standard
yourself.
boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, real talk.
And she got to be in order. Because part of manhood is you keeping the order of, like you always brought out the point, even the kingship, you having the actual principles that's predicated not upon how you want to be, but ultimately it's how the Lord has designed us to be. We're going according to the Most High's
Frequency.
You know, and that, like you just said, that's a direct repellent to the mass majority of these people.
Yep.
Because they want a nigga that doing all these Fruit Loop dances. Look at these niggas that be doing all these weirdo dances. Look at the views they get.
Right.
Real talk. Going viral.
Most people that when you see the people that generate millions of views or hundreds of thousands of views, they doing some weirdo shit. Folly.
Yeah,
Which is effeminate.
Some niggas get the most.
Yeah.
That's why I said, if you a real man, there's no way. That's an oxymoron. No real man gets a lot of women in this society.
Right.
Think about our last camp head. He was a demon. He kept women.
Oh yeah, he's taking.
There was nothing masculine about him.
Yeah. Right.
But these hoes loved him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's why you guys hate this truth, man. You keep going back. That was it on that, right? Let's go back to that Corinthians.
2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds.
And that's why the Lord be on our ass. He keep us in straits. He keep us in tough situations, challenges. It's always a challenge.
Yeah.
Like, God damn. We're never without a challenge because the Lord is building us up.
Man,
Like the elder just said, there's certain things as a man you're supposed to be able to handle.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah, mental fortitude.
There's a level of mental fortitude. You're
Fortitude,
supposed to handle a level of stress.
Yeah.
But in this world, the men don't want stress.
Nah.
Right.
These men don't want stress. They want to live dainty,
Yep.
sexy, flexy,
Yeah.
soft,
The aesthetic, the decorum.
aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
Like you said, they be in the bathroom longer than the women.
Yeah. You got all that content creating shit.
Oh, yes,
Motherfucker would set up a tripod, filming himself walking into Target,
Yeah.
picking out items, set up again, picking out items, then set up again when you get home doing the routine. Like, bro, come on, that's feminine as fuck, bro.
Very
that's
feminine.
a lot of time, bro. That is crazy, bro.
You
Like,
niggas have a
That shit's
your hygiene routine is got more depths than these women.
right, bro.
You're doing because this society pushes. That's why all your favorite college football players, they all got painted nail deals.
Real talk.
All of them
That's
got
real.
painted. Why? Where's the women? Please show me the where was Angel Reese's nail polish
Nail
sponsorship nail deal? Where was these different women's? Where were their nail deals? But every time you look, it's some football nigga showing his nails. Russell Wilson the other day showing his nails.
Yep. Top college football players got,
They all got nail deals because this world is about turning you as a man into a faggot. And that's the spirit. That's why, Sakari, you guys exposed.
Yeah.
When you said that bullshit about talking about we could possibly be having 1,000 years, only a homosexual man,
Real talk, bro.
only
Real
a
talk.
homosexual man would twist their lips to say that because why? A real man hates it here.
Yeah. We don't even want to conceptualize that in our thought process.
That was very offended. The Lord was offended.
Lord,
He
crazy.
was offended at that.
Yeah, because even if, which we already know through the Spirit we're not wrong, but like when you think about the disciples, they was hastening the day.
We just teaching the Bible. Yes, sir.
The Holy Bible, yeah.
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 All right.
What other is it? Man, we out here teaching the unholy Bible. The unholy one?
Jay's want to be
Right.
some 2 seconds of recognition. Like,
Yeah,
get
Jake
this shit
always
going,
wanted
man.
Basically.
That's the feminine.
That's that effeminate. That's
Yeah,
that
you right.
effeminate shit
Look
we
at
talking
me.
about.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Like, give a fuck
Loud.
about
Oh,
you,
what the
man.
scripture says, she is loud.
Loud.
Her
No,
feet
it's
about
nothing.
a man.
No, it's
No,
nothing.
Let's get that, man.
You
Let's
see,
get
yeah,
that.
get
It wasn't-
that.
it wasn't
See,
no
that's
women,
the
but
spirit.
Covering the spirit of women, though.
A
Look at me
woman
with
want to be
attention.
heard, want to be attached to your
What y'all
time.
doing? I got you. Yep. This is Proverbs chapter 9, verse 13. A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and know of nothing.
See, 10 years ago, we was pulling this out on a nigga woman.
Right.
Now we going to start pulling this out on you men.
Real talk, man. Yeah.
Because you come in the spirit of women.
It's role reversal.
It's woe. Hey, Chief Priest showed us that.
Oh yeah, he led the
He's led the
charge.
truth. That's why I said we don't even understand. He just let off a bomb in Israel.
Yeah, he did.
It's about to get nasty.
And he started pointing fingers at multiple guys. He said, "How do I know? Because he's been my best friend for 13 years."
That's crazy.
So
No
you guys,
accountability,
it's a lot of you guys that like to play like that, man. Like to play in the weirdo waters, man.
Because this is America. This is America. Statue of Liberty is a tranny.
Yeah.
It's literally Alexander the Greek in drag.
Right. That Baphomet spirit.
That Baphomet spirit. That's why I said this world wants you to be a mode.
Yeah, dude.
Right. That's what it wants.
It's in every show, every movie, everywhere, all the signs, streets.
So why they know that much about each other, bro?
Yeah, so-
Why do you know all them details? We said,
Yeah.
I don't know nothing but your house.
Bro, I have no idea what these brothers do.
Because that's what women do. Women overshare. Women tell all their business. Matter of fact, get that in Titus. Keep her at home.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's
That's why I said these men are in the spirit of women, man.
Just doing this shit.
Gossiping. They talk a lot of shit. They murmur. They busybodies. They're not keepers at home. This is what I said. Israel's a mess.
Yes.
Brothers live with each other. I have
Still
no
won't
idea
know.
what brothers do.
Yeah.
When they, I have no idea.
Because what is a man maintains a level of privacy.
Yeah.
Men maintain that. Men, you as a man, you get mad at your woman for gossiping and putting your house's business out in the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah, real talk.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
All of that shit that last week was nasty
That
words.
was nasty word.
It was very effeminate. Matter of fact, it was effeminate.
very
It was very gay.
going behind the scenes, having meetings with man, wife.
All of it. It was very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it wasn't comfortable.
But we have to deal with this. This is what judges deal with.
Yeah.
Sometimes judges got cases come on their table and they be like, man, what the hell?
Yeah.
And they got to go pour that glass of scotch and look over the foul like,
These commoners,
Yeah, he
man.
like that.
These goddamn commoners.
this
I've
is
seen
nasty.
the TV episode, Judge Judy, you know, they'll be like, well, I have the messages here, and then they'll take the paperwork up,
Like,
the baby will
do
take the
I even got
paperwork.
something in my penal code?
You got to read it. You got to take that shit in your spirit. You be like,
Judge
man,
Mathis, you can see his look when he get that kind of shit.
because it's disturbing.
Yeah.
It disturbs your internal peace. All right, you got that,
Yeah, video.
Titus?
This is go straight to the point.
Yes, sir.
This is Titus chapter 2 and verse 5. To be discreet, chasten.
Now the age, you can go up, it says of the aged woman.
Yeah,
The aged woman is supposed to teach the younger woman these things. But here's the kicker. In the spirit, what are we? We're known as the virgins. So even so, there's a level of this is how we're supposed to move spiritually.
It still applies.
It still applies to you as a man.
Yeah.
And it does. Look, read this and tell us this doesn't apply to us. This is how you know the difference between the foolish virgins and the wise virgins.
Yeah.
We're still women in the spirit.
Come on now.
That's right.
Go ahead with it.
Titus chapter 2 and verse 3. The aged woman likewise.
Because what happens when you come into the camp of Great Millstone? The elders are going to teach you how to move. They're going to teach you the rules of the house, teach you where the stuff is supposed to be at, where you're supposed to keep at, your stuff at. All the rules of the house is going to come from what we call the elders, but in this case, what we're using the example of is the aged women, the aged wives. Y'all be aged and be novices and then be teaching your younger men bullshit.
And that's the byproduct. You start to see how these guys is and how they moving. They whole character, they got all kind of character flaws within their camp. You know, as a leader, and it was a book that said that the highest thing that a man could do is duplicating himself as a great man.
Yeah, that's what they're
You know,
too.
so you see, you'll know a man. Scripture says you know a tree by its fruit.
Come on now.
You know,
You got it. Hey, well, brother, we think about on any job you want. A job will see you and be like, man, you're such a good worker. I want to make you a shift leader.
Yeah, sure.
Basically
Yeah.
saying, you're so good that I want you to take what you got and put it in them.
Yeah.
That's order. That's any
Leadership
level of
qualities.
leadership in business.
Yeah.
But what have y'all done? You've put in bullshit and wrong breakdowns, bad attitudes, bad behavior. This is what you've done.
That's facts.
misconduct,
A lot of misconduct, rebellion.
disobedient to parents.
Come on, that's why those scriptures are there.
Yeah.
You keep going with
Because
that.
that's feminine too, to be disobedient. You know how it is when you're younger, and how children act out, but mainly how it be with women. That's a really a feminine thing. All that back talk with parents and stuff like that. You ever had a sibling like that? The parent will say something and try to instill what? Discipline. But the child don't like discipline. Scripture says the child left to himself shall become willful. The more and more you'll see siblings, and I had sisters and things like that, and you see they got to.
They talk
Parents
back,
say something, they talk back, and then what they run out the house. They be going all goddamn day or all night.
Yeah.
They might come back the following day. They might more like slept up with a man, some nigga off the street. That's how these guys be moving, man.
Hot, cold, hot, cold,
Yeah.
hot, cold.
Yeah.
Love you today, hate you tomorrow. Love you. That's how women do you. Man, like you said, a man is supposed to have a level of consistency to him.
Yeah. Understanding.
Understanding. Yeah. You know, hey, you know what a good a good man is. A good man is boring.
Yes.
Yeah.
That rock, like that rocking chair. Just
He's the
chill.
same.
Yeah.
Same today. Hey, because matter of fact, get that. Get that. Was that Malachi? The Lord is the same today,
Change it
tomorrow.
not, yeah,
He
change
change
it
it
not.
not.
Tell you in the Apocrypha scripture, say a fool changes past the moon.
Yep.
A fool is constantly changing, but you said a man is consistent. He lives a simple, boring lifestyle, and ain't constantly one way this day, and another day he
All kind of
it's
weirdo
just-
styles.
Yeah, weirdo styles. And shit.
Imagine if you see Grandpa every few months. Grandpa got a new haircut.
New dye hair.
One minute he got blonde braids, next minute he a bald, next minute he got waves. Like, what the fuck is wrong with Grandpa? No, Grandpa got the same. Grandpa wear the same flannel,
Haircut, yeah.
same pants,
Same chair,
same haircut. He sit in the same chair.
Same
He been
chair.
driving the same truck.
Yeah.
Same shows,
Been the same show. He like the same meals.
same hobbies, yep. Ain't nothing changed.
Ain't nothing changed.
For the past, what, 30, 40 years?
Come on, man.
Same thing.
You got that? Simple life.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8. Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, the same yesterday and today and forever.
Come on, man. A man is rooted and established.
Let her not within the relationship.
But you, it's always go ahead.
I was gonna say that's a lot of this. That's why a lot of women leave men like that because they want fun. Like this truth isn't about having fun all goddamn day.
No.
This is a mission. On a mission, where do you see fun at? You see when you watch these different stoic style movies, militarized movies. It's every day they wake up and the mind is on the mission. It ain't now. I'm tired of the mission. Well, the mission ain't gonna get accomplished.
Let's have a new mission.
Yeah.
That's women.
That's women.
I was watching the show, Earth Abide. It's a little limited series, and I was watching it with my rib. And basically, through the whole show, is a bunch of women they had to have counsel on certain things, but there was a lot of women in the mix. And like how you say, women come with that. I'm bored.
Yeah.
So like it was apocalyptic.
Alternatives.
It was apocalyptic time, right? They were in that apocalyptic type energy. But then the women are like, but there's new people, and they were coming from a bored. They could bring new energy to the thing because people get bored.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, what the fuck? I was like, that's why you
reinvent.
keep women out of the mix.
Yeah.
That's why you should
Out of counsel.
Yes.
Like you had this guy, Prince of Power, Prince of Darkness.
Yeah.
He was speaking about the situation. And he was like, I think this is a time when actually, because he was speaking about the women being victims. Them women weren't no damn victims,
Right.
right?
Yeah, come on, man.
Right? But his point was, well, the fact that they're victims and women are now speaking out, maybe we need to have more women on the judgment seat.
That's
He ain't
crazy.
got it, bro. You don't understand this thing. The reason why things is out of order is because, just like the apostles of Great Millstone keep warning, all right? Do not have women around your congregation.
Yeah.
The woman is for at home.
Yeah.
Your children are for at home.
That's your personal.
That's what the third say now.
When
you
you
at
walk in
ease.
the house, if your woman tell you shalom, that's between you and her. She don't need to say shalom to every goddamn.
Yeah.
Right.
It's high and low with women, man.
It's too much.
Mingling.
Wantonness.
Commiserating.
Mingling.
That's a good word. That's a good word.
Wantonness,
One
man.
time, yeah.
Frolicking.
Play because what women, but that's how you know that they don't want to be a part of this because we're not about the fun.
Right.
This isn't about fun, like the elder said. But all you other camps, the women, like I said, women are a great thermometer to show you how much on bullshit you on.
That's a good point.
Women are a great thermometer for that.
Yeah.
That is.
Cause like I said, think about what we said earlier. Women don't like fun. Women don't like boring.
Yeah, textbook, you got
Yeah.
standards.
They don't
same
like
discipline.
order.
They don't like order, yeah. They like,
Women hate men that operate off of order.
yeah, they don't like that.
My family ain't
Focus.
even met my woman.
And it's like they don't need
What the fuck is right?
Oh, my mother, but she's an aged woman. So she-
Because you know what women do when they start meeting family, they'll get numbers, and
They
if
ain't
it's
meet no woman.
if it's something that happens between y'all two, she gonna jump on the phone.
And she gonna slime you out.
She's gonna slime you out and manipulate. Women are very, very manipulative. If you right, you know, they're gonna try to spin a narrative according to their emotions, not according to the logic, but according to how they feel, man. Because this is a field-based society. It's not according to the principles of the scripture. These women don't care about the Bible. That's why when they go to churches, what keeps women in them churches?
The show, the emotional side
The
of
emotion.
it.
Not the precepts, not speak about the deceit.
Yeah, simple women laden with sins, laden with iniquity. All right, where we at?
Got that Malachi 3.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
This is Malachi chapter 3, verse 6.
I got after that.
For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
Now, come on now. So we just read in Hebrews where Yahweh said he don't change. The Heavenly Father, Yahweh, he don't change.
Facts.
So what the hell does that mean with us? We got to be in that same spirit. The
Yeah,
Lord
change.
changed us one time. from that Gentile state of mind to putting us back in the right place. And from there, you should just be evolving in the same space. This isn't time, you get what I'm saying? Like, this ain't the time.
Reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, like to go from here, the Lord set us up to be priests, but now, well, you know what? I'm gonna go be a plumber right now. Well, you know what, man? I think I want to go be I'm gonna be a baker right now.
I
No,
wanna find
nigga.
myself.
He said, hold that fast without heads.
Come
That's
on,
what
man.
they do. They come in the truth, so they're in the stead of maybe a prophet or a teacher or a priest. Then they want to be a rapper.
They want to be a rapper.
But then they want to be an entrepreneur. But then they want to be a cook. Then it's like, come on, man. This is not, they want to be
on all these
a man
hats.
of community,
Yeah, man.
right? That's not what we were called to do. We were called to be teachers, prophets, leaders
Yep.
in that parameter of the scriptures. Anything else is evil.
It is.
Okay.
It's fluff and evil. Yep. You got something?
Okay, yeah, this is Proverbs 24 and 21. My son, fear thou the Lord and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change. Right? Like you said, see the Heavenly Father, right? The Lord, and also his king, the leaders set up, they're not changing. Right? They're set up to be unchangeable. Okay? So what we're supposed to do is fear them, reverence them,
Yep.
and when it comes to those that are changing every other month, every other year, you don't follow them.
Nope.
I'm gonna tell you why. It says, meddle not with them that are given to change, for their calamity shall rise suddenly. And who knoweth the ruin of them both? See, those that are changing all the time, eventually they're gonna get destroyed.
Yeah.
Whether somebody from the outside exposes them,
Yep.
or whether they destroy themselves.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like the scripture says, those that change all the time, they bring upon themselves ruin and they destroy themselves.
And that's not
Right?
that lifestyle.
Calamity.
That lifestyle is not maintainable.
No.
If you think about greats, if you look at them, they start with a conventional type of style. Everybody, you might have different styles of boxing or different styles of, you don't see the like basketball. The one now he want to be the four.
Yeah, come on. man.
Now I'm tired of being a one. I'm tired of taking the ball up court. I want to. No, if you the one, you perfect that craft and you're passionate about that alone.
That's it.
You understand. The scripture says that understanding be ye men. So as a man, you have to stand upon. The scriptures speak about principles being rooted and built, not always jumping. The scriptures speak about even wavering. You got a lot of wavy guys in Israel.
Yeah.
Talking about these guys at IUIC, ISUPK. It's always some new. That's why they always got some new shocking revelation. 5-10 years ago they wasn't teaching it, but now they teaching it because they want to keep that shock value, man.
They have to. Because that's what women do. That's what women do and what women need. Like you said, man. Matter of fact, will you read that again?
It says,
Because I was thinking about the parable of the sower. You think about planting, horticulture. Man, you know how much effect it has on a plant if you were to uproot a plant, take a plant out of a pot. And I'm gonna take it out of this pot and I'm gonna put it in this pot. Man, there's a healing process.
yeah, because you got certain plants that grow in certain types of soil, right? If you got dark soil, and then you try to plant it in more sand-like soil, like maybe where a palm tree can go, that plant ain't gonna grow the same.
Even if you kept the same soil, just the fact of changing
Yeah.
pots,
So
you're
so much.
uprooting it. You're literally uprooting.
Yeah.
If we went, they have machines that can come and grab these trees up out the ground and move it somewhere.
Oh,
When
yeah.
you do that, you're doing damage to the rooting system. You're changing something that was established. That's why, like you said, you're not supposed to be changing all the goddamn thing.
Right.
You're supposed to be. Well, matter of fact, somebody get that in Colossians too. Rooted and established. You're supposed to be established, like grounded. We're not supposed to, like a pillar doesn't get moved.
It said, I think Chris said, it says unmovable.
Unmovable.
I got that.
You got that?
Go ahead,
The
Elder.
nutrients in the soil may not be the same as the other pot.
Yeah.
It's a damage.
Like you said, same soil, but it could be different nutrients.
It's gonna take a little moment for that plant to
Yeah,
recuperate from that change.
Yeah.
It's not a little thing. That's why they speak about people having green thumbs and brown thumbs. There's a real art to planting. But a lot of you people that you say you don't understand, you're a plant in the Lord's garden, and you're just always, I want to be, and then you wonder why your root system is weak.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And a lot of it comes from women too. Women putting in suggestions, like you said, because the scripture says, a man establishes the house, but the curse of the woman uprooted. So all the women always having that I got a suggestion, I got an alternative.
Have you thought about this?
Yeah, have you all these goddamn suggestions, man? And you know you be right,
Fucking it all up.
but she don't like it that way. So now you compromise,
You compromise.
and it shows. You got it.
You know, these women tell you, you think you're right. I am goddamn right. I'm right for a reason. Whatever I don't know, I ain't gonna say it. But what I know, I'm gonna speak on.
Come on now.
I'm right. Just listen.
Go ahead,
Yeah, real quick, yep. This is 1 Corinthians 15, and starting at get to the point, verse 58. It says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
You got it, Elder.
Yeah, so that's just, that's lines up what brothers was going into, about, basically about being rooted.
Yeah.
Right, you want to, when it says to be steadfast, that means to be fastened. Like you plant something, like a tent. They got the big nails, they bang it. That's something that's fast and steadfast.
Steady.
If you try to move it, you like, this shit hard to, it's like it's there.
Yeah.
So that's how you gotta, and we always say,
Anchor.
you gotta be stubborn with this truth. Like how you got a nigga that's stubborn in his philosophy.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what you say, he gonna believe that Christian stuff, or the Egyptology, or that whatever black culture. You gotta be like that with this truth.
That's right.
Ezekiel, when he say make your head as adamant as flint against their heads.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
gotta be
right.
stubborn or righteously stubborn.
Righteously stubborn.
Closed-minded.
Just like you said, like the elder said, you said a man establishes the house. Well, when you think about a house, a foundation, you got your foundation, you have stem walls, and then how do you when you're dealing with building houses, when you're going from concrete to now your walls, which is wood, what anchors? You got a bolt, literally through the bottom of around the outward wall of your house, between them studs. They literally have bolts because they have a bolt that goes into the concrete. That's what literally is anchoring your house to the ground. You have your foundation, but then through the foundation you have the stems, which is the points that go up that allow your your framing to attach. But that bolt is there. Like if that bolt is not there, a windstorm can literally knock all that shit over. Foundation, walls, everything. It's the anchor.
Put some epoxy in it,
You already know.
right? And then you get your bolt,
See, that's concrete, man. You listen to him.
take a sledgehammer,
Yep.
right?
You gotta go a certain amount of feet into the ground.
Now you can either use rebar, pillars use rebar, or like what you're saying with the bolts,
Rebar is-
right? There's big screws, big long screws, and they got the nut. They got the nut, and you got the bolt attached to it, right? But it's a big one, right?
Yeah.
And then the crane will anchor certain pillars on top of that bolt, so it won't move.
Yeah.
You know?
Like your mailbox. It's like I know but we're dealing with being anchored. Like your mailbox, you see it from the ground up, right? But if you've ever installed a mailbox, you know you gotta dig down. You gotta put like your post in. Then you put your concrete in. You put your dirt,
cement in there.
cement. That's what keeps it steadfast. That's what keeps it anchored.
Oh, well, like Howard Shaw said, he that building his house upon a rock can endure. He that building the house upon the sand, right? When the waves crash against it, it's gonna fall.
Yeah.
You're unsettled.
And that's
Right,
part
unsettled.
of going back to manhood, because anything that comes into your life, you always recollect about what would you do in the principles. And even eldership. Think about your Howard Shaw doing. What would a real man do in this situation? And you be like, man, I'm standing on principle. When somebody talks to you a certain way, like for instance, we saying women, saying derogatory comments, where they do that a lot with these guys, and they
Challenge you.
Yeah, they challenge your authority. They buckle under pressure. But you like, oh no, I'm not tolerating that, man. And that shows you, that shows stability. It shows growth. How you doing? But that shows stability. That shows growth. and that shows ultimately manhood, man.
Yeah, man.
And that's the energy that's being pushed against us on a constant day-by-day basis.
Yeah.
If you look at the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, particularly the Judites, Benjamites, and Levites, the so-called blacks, our manhood is being compromised and challenged on a day-by-day basis, man.
Yeah. Your favorite celebrities are pushed in a position to what? Effeminize. There's not a, you can't really find any male celebrity that actually embodies masculinity anymore. You used to have them, you used to have those Chuck Norrises and Arnold Schwarzeneggers and these different figures that embodied masculinity. That ain't no more. That ain't no more, man.
Yeah.
Your favorite gangster rapper paints his nails.
Deals with teeth, trannies.
Basically, is a walking tranny.
Yeah.
All right.
You got it. This is Proverbs 24:21 again. My son, fear thou the Lord and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change.
Yeah, and that's the problem with it, like we said, dealing with the men of our nation. They're in the spirit of following after the women. And the women of our nation, and any man that deals with women know women, like it says, what do you say, change up as a moon?
Yeah.
Hey, well, who changes as a moon? A woman.
Yeah.
The first week of the month, she a whole different person.
Yeah.
The second week of the month is a whole nother person. The third week is another person.
Yeah. Oh, well, what period, when a woman has, she goes through a cycle, what's the term?
Moon cycle.
Her moon cycle, man. You can look at it, and they'll have mood swings, man.
Yeah.
That's why they mood changes from here to there. But your mood's not supposed to change when her mood changes, man. That's part of her effeminacy. That's what makes her a woman.
She mad,
her
you
estrogen
mad.
levels, yeah.
That's how most of the matter of fact, blank American. That's the blank American. That's the African American experience, the white American experience, the Asian American experience, the China. That's a blank American experience. Because if your woman happy, if your woman happy, you happy. Your woman sad,
Happy wife, happy life.
yeah. If your woman sad, you sad. She angry, I'm angry. You change with her. You not rooted and established. All right.
And when a woman sees that after a while, she gets tired that you moving according to her emotions and she ready to bounce. So she cheat on you for as she quote unquote says, the real man.
Stand firm.
Yeah,
See?
you gotta stand firm.
I'm gonna read this last verse. It says, and meddle not with them that are given to change, for their calamity shall rise suddenly, and who knoweth the ruin of them both.
Yeah, all that change, all that, like we said, we're coming in a time of being more in the spirit of walking in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So you got to be rooted. You got that in Colossians. Get that in Colossians 2. Colossians 2 and like 6. 2 and 6, 2 and 7.
Oh, mid seeds. Okay, let's go.
Because you got to be established. The Lord is establishing something that is going to be forever and ever. So the men themselves have to be established. Like we always say, everybody got this woman spirit on them where they think, listen, man, if all the women of the nation of Israel woke up tomorrow and they were like in order, the Lord wouldn't deliver us. It's about the men. If every woman of the nation of Israel woke up and was in order tomorrow, it wouldn't matter.
Still can't teach.
You still can't teach.
Yeah, the elect still ain't sealed.
The elect still ain't sealed. The elect is of men.
It's unto you, old men, are called.
My voice is unto you, old men. We can get that in Proverbs. Get that in Proverbs 8.
All right, let's say all the women woke up, just be Isaiah 4:1.
It wouldn't matter.
I got you. You got to get with another.
We'll get that in Colossians
Women
first,
with
and then we get
one
that.
man
Go
that's
ahead.
waking up.
Colossians chapter 2 and verse 6. As ye have therefore received Hamashiach Yahushua, the Lord, so walk ye in him.
So what did he say earlier? The Lord said he is today, tomorrow, and forever.
Yeah.
He never changes. So if we received him, that's the spirit we gotta approach towards. We gotta try to get that.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to be a guy that's, like I said, you can't trust nobody. Like I say, these men are always in change.
Yeah.
The new trend. We're not wearing jeans like that no more. We wearing jeans like that. Who told you that? Somebody, but that's what we doing now. It's trend.
Yeah.
Trendy.
The fashion.
Niggas ain't supposed to be trendy.
You're right.
Women are into trends and fads. But see, we gotta establish these hard-nosed points because we've been in this fucking fluff, fruity-ass society.
Oh, and you remember a few years ago, Jake was wearing them rumpers, man.
Oh yeah, they was wearing rumpers.
Yeah, I
Cam
remember
Newton.
that.
Cam Newton.
Yeah, men rumpers. Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm glad that came in.
wearing handbags. And,
Yeah.
come on now, painting their nails. All
Oh,
right.
it was a time I remember even in school. Jake was wearing contacts, man. They had the contacts, the color blues, and
They were getting their eyebrows trimmed.
getting their eyebrows trimmed. They was getting the dye, that so-called futuristic hair.
Oh yeah,
They had the mohawks.
the mohawks.
And a lot of those guys now are full-fledged moles, man.
Because you just giving yourself over
Yeah.
to chasing after women.
You had the man buns. Oh.
Yep, man.
See? That's why I said, you got to thank the Lord you're not an African American anymore. Like, the African American experience is cooked.
Well, black culture.
Black culture.
Black culture is the most destructive culture in history.
Nothing positive comes of it. Because it always changes.
Because what's the highest level of a nigga in black culture? You're either a rapper or you're an extreme street nigga. And what does that lead you? Death or prison?
Yeah, the prison, yeah.
Death or prison. The highest level of a nigga is a street nigga, or you're a street nigga that's a rapper, or you're a rapper portraying a street nigga.
That's it.
Those two go hand in hand.
And what happens with a lot of those guys after a while? They denounce their previous teachers. Like you had this guy back in the day, the founder of the Crips, Stanley.
Larry Hoover is another.
Larry Hoover, and you had Stanley Tookie Williams. When he served that time in prison, after a while, before his death, he pretty much said, you know, he tried to denounce his gang affiliation.
Because you see what they became. It was a bunch of
became.
lying street niggas. That was in what, the early 2000s?
Yeah,
I remember that.
even back in the 90s, Denzel Washington was real big as far as being like what women look at as a perfect man.
That is
Oh,
true.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you fast forward now,
Look at him
he
now.
just, damn, he was just kissing the man in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, the women like moles.
Right.
Women like homosexual men.
Yeah.
He's open-minded.
He's open-minded.
Free-spirited.
And-
See, he's comfortable with his.
He's comfortable with himself.
See, he's so comfortable with his masculinity that he doesn't mind fingers in the booty.
Shit.
They see these women will talk you into these holes. You know what, man? I ain't shit. You know. Like I say, men are so simple, losing their wits for women.
Yeah.
And you know what? She trying to. I do. She is fine. You know what? If you be with me because if it takes you sticking two fingers up my brown eye,
I guess I just
That's
deal
why
with
I
it.
guess I just deal with it because that's what, man.
I got a pre on that.
Yeah, go ahead with it.
This is Proverbs 23 and 27. For a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit.
You got it, brother.
Yeah, so a woman will lead you down those dark waters, man, of no return. And next thing you know, what a lot of happens to a lot of those jakes too, they commit suicide.
Yep.
You'll see a lot of so-called, which that's a big thing with
Yeah,
so-called
you
African Americans.
just had that dude, that young dude, your child, right? Lucas Coley, the rapper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was rapping with Trouble. I think that was on some girl
It was
relationship.
over a
It's
girl.
always
It was
over
over a
women.
girl. It was over a girl.
90%
It
of
was.
jakes that's in prison right now, 90% of blacks is all over a fucking woman, man. All these beefs, all these street beefs.
Yep.
What are they doing it for? They're doing it over so-called power so that they can actually have influence
Over women.
for women, man.
You got niggas going overseas having height surgery.
Height surgery, yeah.
What's that for?
Yeah, lipo.
What's that for? What's the height surgery
Extended
for?
and shit.
Right, what's that for? Yeah.
You ain't trying to be in. You ain't trying to be no.
You ain't trying to be no ball player.
You ain't trying to be no baller.
You ain't
Because
trying to be no
women, they
ball,
put a
man.
standard out there of what makes a real man. They say the three sixes, the 6-pack, 6-figure income,
Wow.
and
6 inches.
yeah.
Satanism.
Yeah, Satanism.
Yeah, that's it.
Because the scriptures speak about living a moderate life, man. At the end of the day, I forgot what celebrity said that you get to a certain point, even financially, you don't need all that extra shit, man.
Yeah.
You need a condo over here, you need a condo over there, you need 3 or 4. You don't need all that shit, to be honest, man. It's all just for social media, for clout, and just for fucking women, man. And you stretch yourself thin. That's what happens. A lot of these men, they stretch themselves thin, and then next thing you know, they're like, damn, I got to compromise.
Now the women, what the women go? Then they thought go to what will these women think of me?
Yeah.
And then like you said, they off themselves.
Yeah. When they
They
lose it
came
all.
out with damn lace fronts for men.
Yes.
With
y'all
braids
seen
and
that?
dresses.
Even Lipo, that little getting most of that
Lipo,
shit.
yeah.
I think Moneybag Yo did that shit. They
what's
like,
that other dude?
how you get fit so quick? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Scamming nigga.
BBL.
Badman
Batman.
Kevo.
Yeah, Batman.
Oh, baby. Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he brought it off.
That's what I'm saying. This is the world. See, we talking about this because we live in a world that is your masculinity you presenting yourself as a man. Matter of fact, go to that Job 38 now.
Okay.
Because it's always under attack.
It's always on attack.
Masculinity is always under attack.
Testosterone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they attacking it with your food, the water, the air, everything, these receipts, these papers, everything is attack you being a man because the elite are afraid of men.
Yeah. And part of Satanism is to destroy the so-called a righteous man. A man's righteousness is predicated upon principles, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which is part of your manhood. That's part of your inner essence. That's why when you see these certain guys that really be into those weird, they don't stand on nothing.
No.
Yeah.
You like, man, this guy, you can't hang with a man that stands on nothing, man. Because let things, boil down to the wire, or you get into a
Let a decision have to be made.
Yeah.
and watch what decision he gonna make. He gonna do whatever gets him out of that situation, right or wrong. He gonna take whatever offer is given unto him. You know, that's not manhood, man. That's not how the Lord had designed it. When the scripture says, let us praise famous men, which is the men in the scriptures, not these fucking celebrities. But all the men that was famous in the scriptures, which the Lord likened unto fame, was men that stood on something, that died for something, man.
We saying their names 1,000 years later. Literally.
That's how you know that they were real stand-up
real up
guys.
men, stand up men.
Yeah.
I got precept.
Go ahead with it.
Job 38 and 3.
That's the spirit.
Oh, that's the spirit.
Yeah, go ahead with it.
Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee and answer thou me.
See, the Lord said in Corinthians, 2 Corinthians 6, an effeminate shall not inherit the kingdom of heaven. An effeminate. Matter of fact, look that up and get the blue letter. What's that word effeminate mean?
I had that too.
Because see, like it said, the Lord requires us to be men. Hey, you know what, man? You should thank the Lord every day. You got a rod between your legs. The Lord created you to be a man,
instead of
and not even just a man, but a man of Israel.
Oh yeah.
You should. You get what I'm saying?
Down,
You should be
yeah.
thankful for that. But instead, what do our men do? Most of them try to cut it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
They do everything to deride, to tear down the essence of, like you're saying, about being a man.
Oh, what they say? Toxic. They
Toxic masculinity.
They coined it.
Hey, the world need more toxic
It
masculinity.
does, yeah.
The world men need to be more toxic. You niggas is too clean,
Too soft.
too soft.
I got this for you.
Go ahead with it.
Effeminate in the Greek would be malakos or malakos, meaning soft, soft to touch.
Read it against like
All right, the word effeminate in the Greek.
because like the bishop just said in my ear, hey, really in the spirit, this is to the world, this is the ultimate toxic masculinity right here.
Yeah.
And that's what the Lord is bringing. This world really does need more toxicity in this.
That's true. That's why,
Go ahead.
No, that's why you see when we teaching, niggas crossing the street, they avoid us. It's like they avoid us because they feel that energy, bro. They know that energy is there.
How many times we done seen women? It be couples walking down the street, but they be a man and a woman, and the man be kind of like, and the woman be like, man, come on, man.
Yeah, she's
Get out of here.
trying to get up out of there.
Get out of here. Yeah, you can't stand here.
Sometimes the man to start shit, keep walking. Like this.
She be like, you better get here. You know, his ass standing there as long as he did. He's ruining his fucking weekend, man.
He gonna be in a doghouse.
He gonna be in the doghouse till Monday night. All right, go ahead with it.
Yep. The word effeminate in the Greek, malakos, all right, meaning soft.
Ooh. Come on, man.
Right.
It say soft.
Soft.
Damn.
Soft to touch. Soft. It says soft to the touch.
Like, so these men in that soft life, the Lord ain't looking for men to be in a soft life era, man.
Yeah.
You more concerned about how tender and delicate your hands are.
Soft boy.
Soft boy, you in your soft man era.
Right.
We call them soy boys.
You know, you all in the, like I said, you go into some of these TikTok creators, they whole skincare
Thanks, bro.
routine is killing women.
Bro, this is one dude. I ain't
Real
gonna say
talk,
his
bro.
name.
Real talk.
He's annoying. Like, how do you? First of all, you set your camera up.
That's what he
Bro,
said.
we just always
They
said that before
set
you
their
walked up. I
camera up,
think
like
before
how
they walk,
the camera set up.
when they walk into Target and
Walk
shit.
into the store.
Walk to the store. Then
And then
set up
they-
again. While
Then
you
they gotta
set up.
walk back out the store to
And
get
set up
the
again.
camera.
That's crazy.
To set it up
bro.
in the store.
You worship
That's
yourself. You gay.
That's
bro.
gay.
It is. There's
Lovers
no other way
lovers of
around.
themselves, bro.
Listen, we set the camera up right here and just let it go.
Yeah, that's it.
No, a
That's the
real
only
man.
time we
See,
need the camera.
even
For
these,
the most
we're
part.
talking about stores. That even the layout of your stores, the department stores, Because the Rothschilds, they created stores. But the stores is laid out. See, you know when you go to the mall, you go to the mall, and you go to like Macy's or wherever, the man department, they know it's laid out in a way where they know men walk in, hey, I need some jeans. You're gonna walk into the store, you're gonna go straight to the jeans section, you're gonna scan it, you're gonna see it, and maybe they don't got the jeans you want, and you're gonna get the hell on.
That's real talk, bro.
You're gonna walk in
What you say?
and walk. I like, I don't like, it's too expensive, it's right,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
out.
it. That's
Time
it.
to go. Time to go.
Let's go to the next step.
Women will go in the store.
Oh man.
Women will go into a store and try on 10, 11, 12, 13 things and don't buy anything.
Yeah.
Just in there.
Yep.
So again, that's soft. A man just, hey, I just need some jeans, man. Get the jeans.
You already know your size.
You already know your size. You already
what-
know.
Before you get there, you already know.
Oh, you can.
Well, the Apostle Gabal brought that term how a woman is a fickle and changeable thing. I forgot what proverb that's like an ancient proverb.
So, a Latin guy, it's in Latin.
Yes, in Latin, but the term, the interpretation is a woman is a fickle and changeable thing. So as a man, you're not supposed to be fickle, man. Indecisive all the damn
Right,
time.
yeah.
Where we gonna go? I don't know. I want to eat this, but I don't know if I want to eat that. I want to eat. You're like, man, I just want to fill my stomach up.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Fuck it, man.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with liking certain stuff. You know how it is.
But you get to a point.
At a certain point, man, you shouldn't be 30, 45-minute deliberations, man.
Yeah. Persnickety.
Yeah, snickety.
Keep going with that word.
Yep.
Pick
Continue.
on what you want.
Yep. Continue with more definition. Says of a boy kept for homosexual relations with a man. Of a male. Yeah, basically. It says of a male who submits his body to unnatural lewdness. Of a male prostitute.
You know what? Alazar's name really should just be right there.
Yeah. No, you're right, bro.
Yeah.
His face should be right there.
It say like you said, there was deliberation. It says uncertainty, uncertain affinity.
Ooh, uncertainty, man. Hey, well, don't the scripture speak about being tossed to and fro?
Yep.
Double-minded man.
Stable in all his ways.
Yeah, man, you ain't supposed to be where the Lord said to present thee as a man. The Lord is hard. The Lord is hardening us up, man.
Kid being a man is so simple. Just be simple. The
Yeah,
more
simple
simple
life.
you keep it,
Yeah, that's
then
story.
that means really the less hell you get.
That's
You
real.
know? So when the hell that does come your way, is you can kind of navigate because you know it's like a straight path.
Right. Or at least you didn't cause your own suffering.
Right. You know, because you wasn't being excess.
I got something to add to that.
No, this is
Excess in your.
This is under the, I think this is under effeminate under Wikipedia. I had scrolled down to the bottom under Rome, but it got some good points. I'm gonna jump to this paragraph under in Rome, but it says taking an inappropriate sexual position, passive or bottom, and same gender was considered effeminate and unnatural.
Yeah, that is. There's no. Listen, Salakia.
Easily flipped.
There's no masculine way for you as a man to be on all fours.
Hell no.
Right.
There's no way you can make that
Justifying
masculine.
it.
You can't justify that and say that that's masculine.
God.
You on all fours, even if it's a woman behind you.
Hell no.
I hate to talk about it, but it's what needs to be said.
Oh, even how you shave your beard. I accidentally clicked on TikTok, and one little young Jake was like, man, and if you got that beard that just goes like this, he's like, man, you a faggot, man.
Yeah, the chin strap.
Yeah,
You talking about the chin strap?
It is.
Yeah, the
But
chin strap.
little young Jake was
It's
just
like
going
it's
in.
like that little
Chin
chin
strap.
strap.
He said, man, look, if you got that, he was just going in. He said, look, if you got that chin strap, not even the whole beard, but just a little strap. He said, man, you a faggot, man. I was like, hell,
I saw that video.
If you cut it to make it look like that, that's
Bro, that's what
Yeah,
you know
that's
what?
what-
But
yeah.
you know what, priest? That's why the scriptures say we're not supposed to
Mar the corner.
bar the corners and line it
Yeah.
up. Because man, when you start to see Jake be having them big ass beards and that shit be perfectly aligned, I'm like, man, that
Yeah.
shit look weird.
Yeah.
When a beard is like
perfectly, yeah,
Yep.
you're like,
Yep.
no, I think, yeah.
Right,
Right,
not even
chalk.
fine as
Yeah,
a
that's
chalk.
supposed to have a
It's
little
just
step to it.
perfectly lined
you
up
know
like
how
that.
your beard method got
Yeah.
a natural step.
It's like they got like
be lined up.
like they have like a permanent smirk.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, smile.
You know, like a little, it's like a lip poke.
Yep.
Hey, well, that's why the bars all bring this out all the time. The word beard goes into a badge of honor.
Badge of honor.
Yeah, badge of honor, yeah.
You know, it's an honorable
Matter of
thing
fact,
for a
I'm
man
gonna-
to, you know, sport a full beard. You know, so you know, you got these individuals out here running that in that effeminate, you know, low vibrational spirit, and that's really all this shit really come from TikTok,
And it means also
Instagram.
to,
Because I remember you niggas used to be a lot more tougher before the internet.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
You know, all this,
social
you
media.
know, you got these, like you said, skincare routines.
Yeah.
You got this other guy. Now I like to watch him. I ain't gonna lie. Nigga named Ashton Hall, man. Ashton Hall, this big diesel nigga.
Oh, I know you're talking
Nigga
about. Yeah.
dip his face in Saratoga water. You know what I'm saying? Nigga,
Yeah.
you know, be jogging. Nigga just live an extravagant life. But it's like, after a while, you be like, man, this nigga sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they real
I was
extra.
like, nigga, you have to say
Like,
African-
nigga, like,
African
it's
American.
I'm not watching
cool.
none of them niggas.
You know, it's cool because you just really don't see black men, you know, doing that a lot. But then after a while, it's like, nigga, you kind of sweet.
Then you hear the same niggas that struggle to change a tire.
Yeah, exactly.
Be struggling on the side of the road because you gotta change the tire. And we were talking about, and we knew somebody like that, man. I still talk about that bullshit to this day, man. We had a last demon, man. He called. He had a flat tire. He gonna call brothers out to bed, 11, 12 o'clock at night. He
Yeah.
gonna change his fucking tire, and he sit in the car with a bitch.
Yeah. I was
I know.
with you that night.
I be thinking that's one of them memories. I'm like,
Oh,
that's some bitch shit.
Well, one brother had seen him. I think he has. Who was it? He had some nigga pumping his gas.
That was me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you did. So you thought you saw me.
Nigga had another man in a two-seater.
Like, how you talk a man into pumping your gas?
Pumping
bro?
your gas.
Why would you even talk another man into pumping your gas?
Because you know who the biggest groupies of the nation of Israel are? The men.
Yeah.
Men will big dog, man, a 40-year-old will big dog a 27-year-old.
Yeah.
Because if he think he got a little bit more motion, the biggest groupies of our nation are the men. See that effeminate, soft life, our women don't live a soft life. Our women are pirates and goons and thugs.
That's true.
Truck drivers.
They work on oil fields and shit.
Yeah.
They construction workers, they trappers.
Construction workers. Yeah.
Our women are hard.
Yeah, they doing that blue collar.
Trap girl.
The women of our nation are hard. We want softness out of them, but
Right.
the men is the ones that's hoarding the softness.
Yeah.
Like, goddamn, man.
Yeah.
Say
Yeah.
some softness for.
That's why women be so vehement. You go on certain sites like Facebook, they always talking shit about niggas, and a lot of the shit be
It
fucking
be
true.
facts, man.
They ain't talking about us. We don't deal with that. We ain't dealing with
We're
this.
not African Americans.
Yeah, we ain't African American. They hate niggas, man. That's because of the energy that mass majority of these men carry. And like you just like the bishop was saying, even prior to social media, even how men had situations. They were like when we was younger, we would fight, but it was nothing at the end of the day. Some people you would have conflicts with. After that, you become cool. These niggas gotta pull out the strap.
Yeah.
They gotta kill you automatically if they lose a goddamn fight, man.
Yeah, can.
We won fights, we lost fights. That shit just came with the territory of being a man.
Fighting when you got shot.
A man can't even lose in the society without
That's it.
wanting to kill the now you got an opposition for life.
Because there's no honor in it no more. See, that's the thing. Now, when you said, before the internet, if Jake got beat up, listen, I think the bishop said this. Jake don't want to get jumped by 20 niggas and the niggas say world star.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That world star is like.
World Star, yeah.
Now they done emasculated you. They
Yeah.
done basically shamed you.
right.
So now now you feeling effeminate about like I gotta strike back.
Yeah, that's right, man.
I can't let this slide. Now you gotta let that blick off.
Yep. Now biscuits. Now biscuits got to goddamn pop off.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I wanted to bring something out for you real quick. Dealing with this whole woman thing, and really women are leading the charge in modern world. You know, you're dealing with a effeminate kingdom. America is what you would call an effeminate kingdom, which is a left-handed kingdom. Now, when you go back to the ancient world, there were more masculine kingdoms because they were more right-handed. You know, when you deal with the ancient world, you dealt with a lot of less shrimp, crab, lobster, pork, women's liberation, feminism. You dealt with less of that, which actually created an environment for men to thrive. And when you create an environment for men to thrive, the kingdom is way better. Even if it's being operated by heathens or, Esau or whatever, if the vibration of that kingdom leans more to, ancient cultures and customs, that kingdom is going to be better than any kingdom that deals with grandeur.
Yeah.
Now you look at America. America's full of grandeur.
Yeah.
But if you go to the ancient world, those ancient cities wasn't always full of grandeur. They were more so dealing with the spirit of order, law and order.
Yeah.
That's what really made these kingdoms more, fascinating. Now the kingdom of Israel was beautiful, but you didn't really have a whole bunch of tall ass,
constructs,
constructs and fancy lighting, and
Ferris wheels.
Ferris wheels.
Yeah.
Because when you go into the word metropolis really deals with the a woman city.
Yep. Mother City.
good.
Mother city. That's what a metropolis, the word metropolis means the mother city.
Attract them women.
Oh, as a matter of fact, get that in the scriptures, man. Revelation, the 18th chapter.
Who step in?
Yeah.
Come on with it.
Revelation, stay right.
That's fair.
I'm just going to scoot over.
I don't really want brothers to go too far. Revelation, the 18th chapter. Matter of fact, this is what we're going to do. And we got to start doing this more. We're going to go through the whole chapter. Go through the whole chapter.
Yeah, the whole chapter.
Go to the book of Revelation, the 18th chapter, start at the top. Because why? Because the scriptures call America the mother of harlots, the great whore.
Yes.
Why does the scriptures make analogies to America as a woman? Because it's an effeminate kingdom. Okay? You go in the ancient world, the kingdoms were a lot more masculine.
Yeah,
Man.
it was, yeah.
That's why you go to like certain places like Qatar, or you go to certain places like the UAE, United Emirates. They don't deal with public affection.
Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai.
All that yelling.
Oh,
They don't deal with all that holding hands in public, all that kissing. They don't do that. Why? Because it's more of a masculine spirit. America has been indoctrinated with feminism and left-hand energy, which is what? Effeminate.
Nude beaches and all that weirdo.
Yep. Soft. Yeah, like you mentioned, the soft boy era. You remember you had the whole Daisy Duke.
Oh man.
Men in rompers.
Yeah, man. It's just it's complete satanic. Matter of fact, let's start in the shorts. Coochie cutters and all that.
Hoochie daddy shorts.
Yeah, hoochie daddy.
Yeah,
man.
Hoochie Daddy. Yeah,
It's complete wickedness.
Yeah, that's good.
We might start at Revelation 18, start at the top.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 1.
Yep.
And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven.
Yeah, now let's give some context here. Now, prior to him, getting this revelation, he had received the multitude of revelations from the angels. That's why he said, I seen another angel come down. Okay? So the Spirit is actually showing John the Revelator visions on the island of Patmos. But he was using the angels. He was using the angels to really kind of, I don't know if you brothers remember, Stone Mountain.
Yeah.
When they do the laser show?
Yeah.
That's kind of like similar what the angels was
Yeah.
doing. They say, I seen a great millstone get cast into the... All those was just different angelic
Like a laser,
visions.
like a show.
Like a show.
What is it?
Hologram.
Angel of messages.
Yeah.
The angel of his messages. They delivered messages to John, the other prophets from the
Yep.
outside. Yep.
And then he was in a trance.
Yep.
So he was able to actually collect all of that information. Go ahead, bro.
Having great power,
Yep.
and the earth was lightened with his glory.
Boom. So that means that what? The sky was bright as I don't know what when those visions was being delivered over to John the Revelator. It was a light show. It just said it right there, man.
Yeah.
Look up that word glory in the blue letter.
It's probably in the evening time, so like to put the show.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
way he said, it's the Spirit of the Lord's name.
Yep.
Now when the evening came in, that's when the angel,
Start showing off.
Yep, that's right.
Start showing them all kind of stuff in the sky. The dragon, the whore. That was all in the sky, man.
Yeah. Projector.
That's why you got to know the scriptures. Now, when you look into into Matthew, I believe it's Matthew, the 24th chapter, when it says the Lord will come back with his angels and all of his glory. When you look at the word glory, it says an external light. That's what the word glory means. An external light. That's what he's talking about right there. He said, matter of fact, read that word. What word is that?
This is glory in the blue letter.
Yep.
The Greek is doxa. It says opinion, judgment, view.
Go down right here. That's
Yeah.
what I want right here.
The third one.
What it say?
Splendor.
splendor, brightness.
Yep. Now, even if you go down a little bit further, this is the same. There you go, right there. Read that.
As apparent in their exterior brightness.
Yeah.
Brightness of his coming.
So it said at the that's the same word when it says that Yahweh Shai gonna come back with the angels and all of his glory.
Yeah.
Meaning they gonna come back with a very bright, powerful light.
Yeah, that's why even Apostle Hall was going into
Yep.
the true definition of Lucifer.
Yeah.
Going into light bearer. Which Esau is the turner of things upside down. The term Lucifer isn't even a negative
It's not a
meaning.
negative word.
No, it's not.
That's just how Esau perverts these words and switches up the whole narrative.
Yeah, you get the word lucid.
Yep, lucid, yeah.
You know, that's a word that stems from Lucifer. Lucid, meaning vivid. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 2, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen,
Yeah, this is a foreshadowing of America. Go ahead.
and is become the habitation of devils,
Yep.
and the hole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Yeah, so what is that going into? After America's destroyed, because remember, the angel is saying it's fallen, meaning that this is a vision of America that's fallen, that has already fallen. So it's describing the aftermath of the fall.
Isaiah 13.
Isaiah the 13th chapter, the water elder, is describing the aftermath of the destruction of America when it says it's become the cage of every foul and unclean bird, the habitation. Okay, that's going into all of the different unclean animals, vultures, owls, vultures, you know, centipedes,
Monsters and the
Snakes, dragons.
yeah, the Komodo, the
Scorpions.
cormorants,
Yeah.
the asp.
Environment.
Now, why would that be America's latter end? Hateful and unclean animals.
Right.
Because you reap what you sow.
Yeah, and clean animals need vegetation, like certain
Cows.
like cows and things of that nature. The scriptures speak about the chewing of the cud. So if it's an unclean animal, then they're thriving off of unclean environment. To be honest, like desert, you don't eat. Think of a clean animal in the desert.
Yeah, vulture, yeah.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, that's
They
real.
can't thrive. They
thrive,
thrive, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
It's not gonna be able to survive.
Joel 2 goes into America being a desolate wilderness.
Yeah, desolate wilderness, man. So that's the latter end. That's what the angel is describing. So when he said he was coming in his glory and his exterior brightness, he was showing to John the Revelator on the Isle of Patmos. Now, mind you, when John was getting these revelations, he was on the sea coast.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
He was on the sea coast. It tells you that. So that means that all of that sky, you ever go out to a beach?
In the ocean. You gotta go to the ocean.
yeah.
That's a big stage for the angel to
Oh,
show
yeah,
off right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Because you know, there ain't no trees blocking it, there ain't no hills.
Oh, you get a clear view.
So he got a clear view
very
of
clear.
all. So he saw the aftermath of America being destroyed in the sky. So he saw the whole thing, man. All right, let's get back into it, bro.
Verse 3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication,
Yep.
and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
Yeah, now if you look at what's going on now with Trump and Zelensky, Putin, Europe, all these people that done laid in bed with America and made pacts and coalitions and alliances with America is now starting to get ticked off.
Yeah.
That's that scripture being fulfilled in real time.
Yes, sir.
Okay? All the kings of the earth, man, that committed fornication. Now, what fornication did the kings of the earth commit with America? By adopting the cultures, customs, and ways, man. Democracy.
Dollar.
Yep,
Yep,
the
the
dollar
dollar,
was
yeah.
more, brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, religion,
Religion.
Yep.
okay? The IMF, the International
IMF, yeah.
Monetary Funding, getting funding from America and didn't have to pay it back at a higher interest
They
rate.
made you, yeah,
In bed with the devil, as the saying goes.
Yep. They fucked up, man. But now these nations are getting ticked off, and the only way that they feel like they can get revenge is through a war.
Yeah.
But
That's
they
why they
know-
started with dropping that dollar.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
No, you good, bro. But they know that you can't just initiate a war with America. You got to form pacts. That's why you have BRICS. That's why everybody going to Russia. That's why everybody's going trying to deal with China. Okay, why? Because they're setting the stage for World War III. Okay, go ahead, bro.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Now, what are some of the merchants of the earth that done waxed rich from doing business with America. For instance, you look at Dubai, the UAE. Okay, these are all American-friendly countries, man. Okay, look at certain parts of Europe.
Oh yeah, man, that's
Especially China.
You know,
Germany.
Yeah, Germany.
Germany, France.
You know, all these people that actually certain parts of India.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
The truth said Germany wasn't paying their share of the NATO and the dues and all of that.
yep.
That's why Trump talking against them.
But you got you speaking of India, you got the son of the Indian, that Elamite son of the prince or the king over there. You know, they just had that wedding. They,
What you say, Turkish?
you know what I'm talking about?
Turkish.
That's his name.
No. Go ahead. He
Well-
he went to denounce Islam and came to Christ.
Okay.
Okay. Well, over there you got one of the sons of the king of India, or whatever, president, whatever. He's rich, super rich.
Oh,
Yeah.
had 6 months wedding.
Had a 6-month wedding. That's what I'm talking about. He had They had to build. They basically built a city for him and his wife to get married at. That's how much money. But where do you think he got all that money from? That being in bed with Esau.
Yep.
Because even when he was all the elite were over there giving him gifts. You know, like Jeff Bezos was giving him gave him like Richard Millie's and expensive watches and shit like that. Because like you said, even when they get it, what are they? They don't live their life like a true East Indian. He living his life like a goddamn cracker.
Yeah. Like a top level American.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Yeah, now notice it says my people. That's a possessive pronoun dealing with the Hebrew Israelites. The Lord want Jake to come out of her, but it's primarily the elect.
Yeah.
Now the way that the rest of Jake is gonna come out of America is gonna be by way of the missiles. Okay?
Not first and then
Yep. That's how the rest of Jake is gonna come out of her. But the elect is gonna come out of her by way of repentance and forgiveness, man. Seeking the Lord. So John the Revelator is seeing all this. Okay? He's getting a vivid understanding of the end time, man. All right, go ahead, bro.
Verse 5. For her sins have reached unto the heaven.
Yeah, man, all up in the sky. Now you saw what just happened with SpaceX.
yeah.
You know, chariots showed up, and then the whole mission just aborted, man. The whole craft exploded. Now, what was that doing? What was the Lord doing? He was showing Elon Musk and the rest of them magicians,
Yeah, that's all they are.
you know, the sorcerers. He was showing them, the Chaldeans. He was showing them that he was in control. The angels have way more power than SpaceX and fucking Twitter. Okay, they have way more power than Neuralink and Tesla, man.
And the Space Force.
And the Space Force. Okay? The angels could come, the Lord could send one angel, the Lord could send the Archangel Michael and fuck the whole world up. How you think earthquakes and shit pop off, man? Volcanic eruptions,
Tornadoes.
tornadoes,
A lot of times it's chariots.
you know,
Especially these days.
Yeah.
weather events and all kind of natural disasters. Where do you think these things are coming from? The Lord is approving the angels to tear the earth up. So the Lord had to show you fucking Edomites, Elon Musk, which he's nothing but Satan himself, man. That dude might be Esau, man.
Devil, man.
Okay? For him to have that much power, you know,
I think he's the second beast.
huh?
So you think the second beast?
Who, Elon Musk? No, he ain't the second beast.
Think so?
He ain't the beast. Beasts are, those are the kingdoms.
Represent your nations.
Yeah, beast represents kingdoms and nations. Yeah, it ain't just one person.
What scripture you referencing?
It's Revelations. What I'm having here, I'm taking the information and I just go back and read it. Because you say in Revelation, say he'll be able to show fire from the sky.
Oh, come on, Revelation 13, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's only one other. He'll envy the first beast. He'll amaze. He'll be right next to him. He'll get the power. He'll watch him. Be right next to him. We'll applaud him. Then all of a sudden, the second beast will be able to do marvels in the sky with fire.
They talking about Revelation 13.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah, but that's the same beast. It ain't the
Think it's
second.
two different beasts.
Nah,
The same one beast.
They say the second beast, but it's talking about the second beast is the revival.
Right.
Revival of
Yeah.
the first.
First
Yeah.
piece.
Daily one was
And it
healed.
says he, but it's really a
Yeah.
joint. It's like it's a whole
Yeah, we're
system.
going
Y'all help me out with this because I want to make sure we all on one. You know, I'm listening. I can't hear them listening. So
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that well.
Revelation 13.
Well, remember the beast had what? How many heads?
10, but 7.
Seven.
Yeah,
How many horns?
10.
Yep. Now remember, it said that one of those heads got wounded,
One got wounded.
but it came
Healed.
It healed.
Yeah.
So that's that. What it's talking about, the second beast. It's talking about the actual revival of that particular head. Now those heads of that one beast is the different countries,
Nations. Yeah.
nations
Yeah.
that which is NATO.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
So, but it's only one beast. The Bible only talks about one beast. Now, when you go into the book of Daniel, it talks about 4 different beasts.
Terminology for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
The terminology, yeah. You know, but that's where understanding comes in. There, you know, but we'll get it. We'll get it real quick. I just want to get back into this.
You know, good.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven,
Yeah,
and Yahweh
I'm gonna say
Shah
that.
had remembered her iniquities.
yeah. What are all the iniquities of her? Now, notice, like I was mentioning earlier about the mother kingdoms. Why is the Bible referencing America as her? Okay, because of this country adopts an effeminate spirit.
Woman
Okay,
worship.
it's a lesser illuminated country.
Yeah.
Okay, like the scriptures reference the woman as the weaker vessel. Okay, America is really, even though it's great in power, is really less of a country than other countries before it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Inferior.
It's inferior.
Gold, because when you go to Daniel's vision, it started with the gold and it made its way down to was it
Silver.
silver, and then bronze,
Yep.
and then
iron and clay.
Iron and clay.
Iron.
So we're in that iron and clay, which is weak.
Yep.
You know, gold. Hey man, gold is a strong metal.
Yeah.
You know, it's malleable, but at the same time, the effects of it and the factors of it are strong.
And the type of heat that.
Overlay iron with gold if you
Yeah.
do it right.
I remember
Steel.
a brother years ago made a good point on how with Daniel's statue, the minerals became lesser, but it's stronger because it represents military might.
Yeah, military might. Yeah.
You know, so America is an inferior kingdom, but it's not glorious. It's known for its military might.
Yep.
But it is definitely inferior because if you look at America from its establishment from 1776 up until this point, it's definitely on a way higher aggressive decline than its previous
Yeah, it's predecessor.
predecessors. Yep.
Yep. That's right.
Right, because of that queen of heaven.
Yeah, that's right. Queen of heaven. That's why everything is always catered to the woman. You know. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works.
Yep.
Because if I may, Bishop, because like we were talking, remember when you deal with even in the Hebrew, if you go and you look if you like kingdom, king is malak, but also what is the word for kingdom? Malak wath,
Yeah.
which malak wath is a feminine.
Yeah.
That's a feminine term. Malak wath is a feminine term, so we're in a kingdom. It's her.
Because men
Men rule over it.
Yeah.
So like you said, just
Yeah.
adding that in there. Why is it keep
Masculine
her?
rules over the feminine.
Masculine.
So
Yeah.
the king rules over the kingdom.
Yeah.
And Malak wath is also Malak is to rule.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
word
Malak said to
Malak
rule.
can be king, and it also to rule also is Malak. But Malak wath is a feminine. So I just want to throw that out. We keep
Yep.
saying her.
Just like you got Ak and you got Aquath.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the feminine. Aquath is sister. You know, go ahead, bro.
And the cup,
Read the verse.
Revelations 18 and verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works.
Yep.
And the cup which she had filled to her double.
Yeah. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 7. How much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her.
Yeah. So the Lord is getting ready to bring a level of sorrow and torment to America and the American citizens that has never been seen before. Why? Because this country has created a vibration to where they are literally going to war against the Heavenly Father. Okay? They've waged war. They've declared war against the Heavenly Father and His ways
Yeah.
and His prophets.
oh, well, now the legislation that they're heavily pushing is against us, and they're calling it anti, Semitism.
Right.
Because now they ban us for even using that terminology, which they totally off. You know, and I think that term came from like some Jew or some German. That whole terminology of that, but that's part of Esau. His whole campaign is to come against the, like I said, his it's in his nature to cast him down from his excellency, so to speak. You know?
Yeah, his whole MO is to come against the tribes, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's what this whole construct, American construct, is based upon, man. Hiding the identity of the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man.
That's right.
That's why the scripture says what? That you got to reward her double, according to how as she has done unto thee. But mind you, the angel is telling all this to John the Revelator. John the Revelator don't fully understand what he's being shown. That's why the scripture. That's why I told you to write it in a book.
Yeah. And that's why it's going into that deadly wound being healed, because it was going to be a kingdom even after him, because it tells you also in Revelation 10:10 that thou must prophesy again.
Yep.
So that's how we know that it's not actually talking about Elon Musk as you think. It's actually talking about nations coming back, because America's nothing more than the Roman Empire. If you look at the whole establishment, from the economic constructs to the legislations, to all these different branches of the government, it all
go back to Rome.
It all go back to Rome.
It all goes back to Rome. That's why when you go into in the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter.
Hold on. So we're back on 13. We're back on 13. You talking about 13?
Yeah, he was just talking about that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to follow.
Got you.
Y'all go from a couple different verses. I'm trying to.
Yeah, we just.
It's all, but it's all tied.
All tied.
Yeah,
it's all tied together.
Tying it in. But no, when you go into the book, just backing him up. When you go into the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter, it speaks about the 4th beast. And it says that 4th beast was diverse from the rest of the beasts, the other beasts. And what made that 4th beast diverse was because of the Roman Senate. The 4th beast in the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter, is talking about Rome.
Yeah.
And what made it diverse was because of the Roman Senate. Voting. You know, you had voting, you had the plebeians and the patricians. The countries that came before Rome didn't have that construct. You know, so that's what made that beast, that 4th beast of Rome, you know, diverse from the other ones. So
like I said, which is heavy, because we're in that time of the Roman Empire transitioning from the Roman Empire to the Roman the Roman Empire to the Roman Republic. Which is your March of Ides, when Julius Caesar was killed. Like all of that goes hand in hand with that system. There was a system that was being switched over. Like how you said, it's not even though it's speaking of a man and a her, it's really a system and a kingdom. You know?
Because it's bigger than one individual. You know? Even this guy Elon, he has an agenda over he's a lesser luminary of the elite, man. You know?
Still a puppet?
He's still a puppet.
Yeah, and the Lord deals with individuals specifically, but overall, the Heavenly Father deals with nations. Matter of fact, get what's that, Daniel 4? Daniel 4 to 17? You know, just to kind of, help the brother get some understanding real quick.
Because if I may, why he's pulling that, Bishop? Because see, like with our people, they have this like attack mode where if they think that they go attack Elon, or that defeat Elon, we won.
The system shut down.
The system shut down. Everybody broke down. No, that's how you know it's a system. Because see, Jake still got that. We got to go attack that man. Listen, if you took out Elon, Jeff Bezos, Trump, you took out all of them, man. You could take Bill Gates, you take them all out. This system,
you got a shadow government.
yeah, it's a system. It's the image of the beast.
It's an image.
You had a question?
Nah, see, when I read the word, I read it for what it is. I don't try to, and maybe y'all have another way to do it. I'm just here to understand. When I read it, I went through it 100 times. Okay, I'm not gonna make it complicated. Y'all just educate.
It's fine, bro. We out here to edify, bro.
Yeah, I was driving by, coming from my job. I seen your brother, I seen y'all. So I'm gonna park up here and walk down here and listen to him.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I know you looking at the Bible. I read.
I'm like,
So what I see it plain and simple. one will be wounded, the head will be wounded. The nation said the nation will look at all. Said nobody will be able to beat him. And then they'll say the second one come up, he'll stand beside. He say, because the serpent, he gave him the power, the beast the power. So the devil gave him the power to rule.
Now, who is the serpent?
Which is, I would say, the serpent been the same serpent since the beginning of time.
Which is who?
Which is the Satan himself, Lucifer.
That's the spirit. That's the spiritual.
spirit.
But you know, we as we know it, it's playing out in the earth, right?
But I don't believe they different. The reason why, see, the veil, like I think grace is what we can't see. God's
Of course.
God's
That's
covenant.
that's
Right now,
understood.
the spiritual realm is they working right here, and they come.
Yeah.
You can get so deep on the spiritual side where you open up and they'll walk right up on you like, hey, how you doing? Meet you hand to hand. Seen it. Now, and we just conversation. I'm not here to say nobody wrong.
Do your thing. Do your thing. Because I'm gonna edify you.
Okay, Ed, please do. So I say, he handed him. He gave this person, this being that's here, that the world is looking at, power. It's not a coincidence that this man beat all of these different obstacles to still come to the highest nation.
Now you said let me stop you right there.
Not man,
Real quick.
entity.
Because you said the serpent, this the same serpent that was from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Now that beginning was thousands of years ago. So if you're gonna specify it and say that the serpent is one man, how did this man last from then to now?
No, I think he knew he was to come. He made him like anything else. Like,
But how? But listen
Go ahead.
to the question I'm asking.
Yeah.
You said the serpent. You believe the serpent is the man from the beginning, right? That was thousands of years ago, where the serpent came to Adam and Eve, right? Now the Bible tells you in Revelation that it's the old serpent, right? This in the book of Revelation. We in the time of Revelation right now.
Yeah, got you.
So how, if that's the old serpent from the beginning, who is he? Because everything that we reading is obviously playing out in the earth.
Yeah, definitely.
So then now we gotta give it some context. Who is that serpent?
Who is he?
Is the white man, Esau.
Give it to the
Okay,
head
the
of
nation of Esau. We'll prove it to you. We'll show you in the Bible.
I could believe it.
Yeah, because why? Because the serpent has a thing of doing what? Shedding his skin. Okay, that's the nature of a serpent, to shed his skin and to what? To lay eggs. So that man from the beginning, that evil, wicked spirit, literally laid seed in the earth.
Yeah.
Okay, and that nation of people has literally magnified itself into a big beast. Okay, that serpent went from one man to a conglomerate of so-called a shadow government of Edomites, which we call white people, but really when you read the Bible, they're the Edomites.
Yeah.
That's the serpent that is speaking about in the Bible. Now it says the serpent gave power to the beast, right?
For 1 hour.
For 1 hour. Okay?
Yeah.
Remember, the serpent is the one that gave power to the beast.
He gave his own power and throne along with great authority.
To the serpent
Yeah.
did this, right?
Yeah,
So who is the one that's driving the beast? Now that we understand the serpent, hold on, listen to me. Listen to me. Who's driving this beast? Who's powering this beast?
Yeah.
Who's doing this? Who's the face of NATO? Because the
Right.
beast is NATO.
Yeah.
Who is the face of NATO? Who are the top guys of NATO?
Exactly.
Is it a man that look like you?
Is he brown?
Is he brown skinned with a big
No,
bushy?
definitely not. Yeah.
Who are these representatives?
Exactly.
Tell me.
So he gave his power.
Hold on, let's answer that question for me real quick.
But we don't run it, so it's got to be other nations.
No. NATO.
Yeah.
Who runs?
NATO, yeah.
Who runs NATO? What are the figureheads? How do they look?
White, European, European.
That's where it's
and other
go.
nations. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what that scripture's talking about. Where the serpent gave power to the beast. Okay, Esau, the nation of Esau, was the ones who's empowering the alliance of NATO.
Yep.
That's the old serpent.
Because that 1 hour with the beast was established in, what was it, 19 what was it?
Oh, you talking 1958?
1958.
Oh, yeah.
So who did these nations give their power to? Who was this one person that gave their power to? Who referring to? Just one nation? Like the other nation gave their power to one nation, what you saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is
Joel 9:24.
so
You said so. All the other nations of the earth.
yeah.
Yeah, they all gave they gave their power to who?
They all submit to the
The NATO. NATO runs the world. Okay, but yeah, we'll get into it. Let's get into it. Y'all brothers pull scriptures. Yep. Now what we gonna read? Revelation 13 where? From the top?
I got it.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah,
let's do it.
All right, it's Revelation.
Yeah.
Revelation 13 and
So y'all-
it's all connected. So Revelation 13 and 1, and it says, "And I stood upon the sand of the sea."
So once again, we know that John the Revelator is on the seaside looking in the
Yeah,
sky.
crazy. Yeah, he's seen it. Yeah.
Go ahead.
And saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Yeah,
you know
those, yep.
I was gonna say, do you know what the sea represents when it says the beast rising up out of the sea? Do you know what the sea represents?
No, I don't know. You just say, see, yeah, what is
It's not talking about literally the sea. So I'm gonna get the proof of that just to get you get that.
This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 15. He said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
See that? So when the beast came out of the sea, meaning that NATO came from among the people. It came out of the people. Okay? So that means that it had to be people to
what verse was that? 17?
17, 15.
17, 15. So that means that it had to be people that actually create that beast. Okay? So what you gotta remember, when we read in the book of Revelation, is actually playing out in real time in the physical realm. So we don't want to spookify it and make it seem, because we're not in the spiritual realm.
Yeah.
We in the earthly realm, so we just have to read it from a point of understanding. Now go back to you got it, bro.
And also for context of a beast, whenever you look up, if you get a Bible dictionary too, that helps out a lot. If you don't have it, but I don't know if you do or not, but when you look up the definition of beast, it represents pretty much those that don't follow God's laws. So when Daniel was speaking about beast nations, these were all nations that wasn't attached to the principles of the Heavenly Father. That's brute beasts. Babylon, the Babylonian Empire was likened unto a beast. The Medo-Persian Empire, it said a beast with two how was it written with the Medo-Persians?
Two horns.
Yeah, and they liken unto different animals, but these beasts were actually nations. It wasn't a literal beast that was emerging, because if that was the case, Daniel was seeing actual.
Yeah, I thought he was talking about a person himself. I didn't think like a whole.
These are
like I was saying in the book of Daniel 4 and 17, it says that the Lord deals in the kingdom of men. So the Heavenly Father, He deals with nations. Okay, and within those nations, there's particular people who play certain roles. But the Lord is dealing, basically Game of Thrones.
He deal with people too.
I ain't saying He don't. I'm saying in general, He deals with nations.
Yeah.
He deals with the nations.
Can I get that Capri, and we're gonna go back to it, Slocky, my bad. But Revelation 17 and 11, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth to perdition. The point is, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
And the 10 kings are ruling over 10 kingdoms.
Right? Governments.
Which those kingdoms are governments. Right? And basically what it's saying is those 10 governments are going to basically be, they're going to be a regional superpower in the earth.
Exactly.
In the last days. That regional superpower that came about in the last days, right, which we're in now, that represented the European Economic Community. Right? The European Economic Community, and that regional power, that was established in 1958. All right? Which became the European Union in 1999, which is what we know today as the alliance between Europe and those different countries now today.
That's
right. But there's like, if you're familiar with world history, you can have an understanding of the Bible and vice versa. If you're taught by the right teachers.
Yeah, but and just to land back or add to the elder's word, you know, the seven heads represented the 7 kingdoms of Esau, and the 10 horns were the financial backing to push the beast into a position of power in the earth. Right. Because all of those horns, the 10 horns that you read about, they were all economically strongholds to forward the enlargement of the beast of NATO. So they had to have a financial backing. So in the horn, when you read the Bible, a horn represents power.
Yeah, power. Right?
You know, so the power that was given to the beast was through finances, man. You know, so that's why when you read the Bible, and real quick before we go back into the scriptures, I wanted to get that scripture in Daniel 4:17.
Okay.
Yep. Because the Lord is dealing. It's 8 billion people in the world, so there are individuals who play specific roles, but then the Lord deals in kingdoms. Because for instance, you got the nation of Israel, right? Now you have King Solomon, you have King David, you have the Lord. You got different characters, but the Lord deals with the nation on a whole.
Yeah.
And within the nation, there's people that play specific roles, but the Lord don't necessarily just specifically
So let me
deal.
ask you a question. One second, right?
Yeah.
When you say in that same scripture, so what happens with when 140? This is what I was confused with. 144 rise. He said he looked to the. He looked. He asked the elder. He said, "What's going on?" And the elder asked him, "Who are those?
Right.
Who are those?" And he say,
Thou knowest?
You should know,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
He say, "Well, oh yeah, that's Junior and his people, the ones he came back from all nations, all tongues."
Right.
So he took up 144 from 12 tribes. Where the rest of them go? Where the rest of them?
Oh, so you want to know?
What happened to the rest?
You
So
want?
do the rest stay with the tribulation, or the rest, or just only to make this new
I get it. I get it.
covenant?
I
So
get it.
what
He asked me what happened to other parts of the
what happened to
tribe.
the other parts of the tribe?
I got it.
Do we?
Oh, okay.
So Zechariah, and he did say in Ezekiel, right? He say, okay, these my folks, like y'all prostituted yourself out.
Right.
But I'm a true God. Y'all gonna go through it, and I'll make just because you left the covenant, I didn't leave it.
Right.
You're gonna have to go through it
Yep.
and show yourself approved, and I'm gonna hold still my covenant. So, do that mean he only taking his chosen first, the 144, which would be my thought, the rapture? Take them first, so the rest of the world say these are the ones I was talking about. And everybody have to hold tight. This is my thought. Everybody have to hold tight, believe in his word, hold on.
Yeah.
to
This
it,
is
Yeah, let me read this real quick. I got
hold
something.
on to him, and then they'll play it safe with the rest of the nations, but they'll still be his people. He say,
Nah, the rest of the nations is not the Lord's people. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you some context on what that means when it goes about the other nations with the kindreds, tongues, and things. It's really talking about Israelites. But let's get it. We'll show you. We'll show you.
I got Revelation 7 and 9.
Yep.
Because after you said the 12,000 of these tribes, it says this. Revelation 7 and 9, and it says, and this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations,
All nations.
and kindreds, and people, and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands.
The white rose represents the innocency of those people that were standing before him. Now, no disrespect, but an unlearned mind will think that that's literally talking about all other nations. So we're gonna go into the scriptures to show you that really that's talking about the Israelites that were scattered among all the other nations.
Yeah, I got something. This is Isaiah 11. Isaiah 11 and 10.
Great precept.
It says, and in that day there shall be a root of Jesse.
Who is Jesse?
I don't know. Okay. I can probably find out.
Yeah.
Most likely, that's what I was focused on.
No, I'm just
Go
saying
ahead.
the scriptures said
Isaiah
a root of
11.
Jesse. Yeah.
Isaiah 11 and 10.
But no, we just
Keep
asking you a
following
question just to see if
I don't know.
Yeah, Jesse was the father of King David.
Okay, cool.
So
King David.
yeah, so they say a root of Jesse, meaning a seed was gonna come out of Jesse through King David. So when you read the book of Matthew, that's who the Lord came from. He came from the line of King David. Go ahead.
It says, in that day shall there be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people.
Yep.
To which shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious.
Go ahead.
Now, now most people will read this and they'll see Gentiles, and they'll think that the Gentiles is talking about all the people that are Israelites.
Right.
Okay? But that's not what it's talking about here, and I'm going to show you why. All right? Because like we mentioned before, the Israelites were scattered among all the different nations, sprinkled amongst all the different natural Gentiles.
Genesis.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so now this next verse, and this shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time.
Yeah. So the first time was what? Egypt. Yeah. The second time is going to be America. Go ahead.
The Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
So this is linking up with what this brother just read in Revelation. The remnant of the Lord's people, right? Go ahead.
Which shall be left from Assyria.
So you got God's people, the Hebrew Israelites, that are in Assyria right now. Go ahead.
And from Egypt.
That's in Egypt, living amongst the original Egyptians. They're not of the line of the Egyptians. They're living among them, and some of them may take on the physical features of them. But their lineage will go back to the line of Jesse, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right?
Go ahead. I'm sorry, because it says in Genesis, when you get the blessing of Abraham in Genesis, what is that, 18 or 17? The Lord said that he would bless Abraham, and out of him shall come many nations, and he would bless those nations. Now, we know that a lot of nations did come out of the loins of Abraham. Right. But in the proper context of what's going on in that blessing, that's speaking to the nation of Israel.
Yeah.
Each tribe is like his own.
It's like his own nation. Hey, it's 44 million so-called black people in America alone. That's a nation.
Yeah.
44 million.
But the question is this. So what we saying is 3 sons from Noah.
Yep.
Right?
Shem, Ham, Japheth.
Japheth had Gomer, had
Togomar, Gomer.
a whole bunch of he had more sons than all of them.
Right, right.
Yep.
They were white people.
You said they were white people?
Well, nations, and they were, because Seth was black as a raven, right?
They
All
all
of
were
them were
black.
black.
Yeah, they all were black.
It did say the other one he was lighter.
No, it didn't.
He didn't have.
No,
There's
that
no
ain't
physical
biblical.
description of Noah.
Well,
sin and
okay,
black
but
people.
it did describe one was black as dark as a raven. It described him. It didn't describe Jephthah.
No,
No, you're thinking about Jacob and
Said
Esau.
about Jacob and
You gotta
Esau.
be thinking
Yeah,
about
Jacob and
Jacob
Esau
and
had
Esau,
one.
because there's no biblical description of Shem,
So-
Ham, or Japheth.
The only thing about a raven dealing with that story with Noah is that Noah sent a raven out
Raven out.
as far as looking.
To
He
see
sent
for
an
dry
actual
land.
bird
Yeah,
to
to
look for
Yeah,
dry land.
right.
But it's not a description of.
Physical
Yeah,
characteristics.
so
So the
it's
question is, so what we're saying is, when we speak of other nations, you only speak of the black people, period. Different tongues.
No, we ain't say blacks.
Well, Africa,
We said the
Israel.
Hebrew Israelites.
Well, 12 different nations, different tongues, different places. Those are only ones that's going to inherit the kingdom of.
That's the promise of Abraham. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You have to be of that seed, that lineage of
covenant.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yeah, Romans the
In
9th
order
chapter.
to be delivered in the end.
So we-
Now hold on, let me just finish. So you can get some understanding. You got to come from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in order to be considered to be delivered in the end. Now the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is scattered among the heathen nations. So some of them may actually look like the heathen nations, but their line will go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because biblically, your nationality is declared by your father.
Yes, right.
For instance, you're a dark-skinned brother, right? You go and lay down with a Chinese woman. That child is not going to look like you.
Right.
Okay?
Patrick Mahomes.
You might have physical features, but as far as the whole dark skin, coarse hair, that child not gonna look like you. Now, hold on.
You're talking about, reading this in Isaiah, right? We're talking about the different.
Yes, I'm just giving you the process of how our people got scattered among the other nations.
Slavery.
I'm using you as a byproduct of how it happened.
Oh, cool.
So now you have a child with a Chinese woman. That child is an Israelite.
Yes, it's
But the mother is of another nation. Now that child is going to look of a lighter hue, and And then if he go and lay down with an Asian woman,
Yeah.
that child's gonna look like an Asian. But guess what? That child is a Hebrew Israelite. So what happened was when our seed, hold on, listen. When the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob went and dwelt among the other nations, they were putting the seed into their women.
Yeah.
And through years
Process of time.
of implanting our seed in the other nations, we begin to take on the physical features of them and even live like
But
them.
still
So
live
that's
like
what it's talking about with the other nations and kindreds and tongues
Yeah.
that's going to return. It's talking about the Israelites that are scattered among the other nations.
I got to
read
read
it,
on that.
Yep.
Real quick.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
because in the
Yeah.
in Revelation 7, when it says all kindreds and tongues,
Yeah.
the word there for kindred is
Oh, yeah.
is phule, right? Yep. Which here now dig this, phule, which is kindred, and it says a tribe. In the New Testament, all the persons descending
Yeah.
from one of the 12 sons
of the patriarch Jacob.
So even in Revelation 7, when it says of all kindreds and tongues, the word kindred there, it only is referencing to Jacob. So you
Yes.
got to remember that this language was originally written in Hebrew and then translated to English for what we read it. But you got to go back into the language of what it, because even when you read the word
You'll get
world,
tripped up.
Yeah.
God so loveth the world that he gave his only begotten son.
Multiple
We're not
definitions.
talking about the whole
It's not talking about the whole world. Just as much as the Lord said, when shall the end of the world? It's different words that you got to go a little deeper as well. I just want to say that real quick.
No,
Can
facts.
I get a quick read?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's go.
This is Acts 2, and I'll start at verse, and you can get to it if you want. Acts 2 and 4. So it says, and I'll just go to the point of verse 5. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation.
Out of what?
Out of every nation.
So it just clearly said that Jews, devout men, came out of every nation.
Thousands of years ago, we were in.
True question is this though, right? When the lady came to Jesus, when she came to Amashua, Jesus, right? She said, "Can I touch? Can you heal my daughter?"
Yeah.
And he told her. He said, "Look, I came here for nobody but."
Right.
So I shall not give my crumbs to the dog.
And she said, even the dog is worth. And he said,
Yeah.
you know what?
Yeah, through
I
your
got
faith.
you. I got you. Right? So he, to me, the question is not that Hebrews are not first place. But the question is for us to stand here and say, nobody else will inherit the kingdom.
Well,
of God.
we not standing here and saying that
But
the Bible is because hold on.
I don't.
But let me tell you, when you read that scripture, you talking about the Greek Syrophoenician woman, right? That was an Israelite woman that dwelt in the land of Greece.
But he told her, I came for these people. But even you are worthy.
Because she was you got to remember, she was in a Gentile state of mind. Let's break it out.
I got a quick precept for you. I got a quick one. This is 1 Corinthians 12 and 1. And it says, now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant.
Listen close.
Ye know that ye were Gentiles,
That's past tense. Ye were Gentiles, right? Go ahead.
carried away unto these dumb idols.
So what makes you a Gentile is when you follow the customs and cultures of the other nations. So an Israelite could be a Gentile. It's clearly telling you that right now. Okay? You were a Gentile carried away unto dumb idols. Okay? So there were that Greek woman, the Syrophoenician woman, that came to the Lord. That was a woman who grew up under the Greek customs and cultures. That came to the Lord on behalf of her daughter, and the Lord granted it because they were Israelites.
Yeah.
Because the scriptures say that in Romans the 8th chapter, that the Spirit bear witness that we're Israelites.
Yeah.
See, like you said earlier, the book is spiritual. The scriptures speak about comparing spiritual things unto spiritual things. So you got people out here, what we're saying is, listen, Tiger Woods' son is a good example.
Yeah.
If you look at Blake Griffin, if you look at Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods' father was a dark-skinned black man, got with a Chinese woman. Haitian man, got with a Chinese woman, created Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods then gets married to a white woman. And if you pull up a picture of Tiger Woods' son, He looked like
Straight up, yeah.
like a straight up Edomite.
Yep.
But that's an Israelite.
That's an Israelite. Because his line, the line on his father's side, go back to an Israelite. So when you read the Bible, you have to really block off this whole the Bible is not all inclusive.
It's not inclusive. Right.
It's not. The Bible does not deal with all inclusivity. Really, to be honest, a lot of the things that people trip up on is a stumbling block because the Lord really only wants the 144,000 elect to get the true understanding.
Right.
So everybody else trying to include themselves in salvation in the end is not going to play out like that. The Lord is getting ready to bring judgment on all the other nations who put their hands against Israel. And even within Israel, if the Lord was going to bring in the other nations, he'll just open up the door for all the Israelites. But even all of our people not going to make it. Okay, so why would the Lord grant salvation to a whole another seed that he didn't even promise?
Only because what I'm saying is, when you read it, back to Revelation, he asked the answer, who are those? Now, trying to break it down and say, well, these are nothing but Israelites in many tongues, many nations. That's it. Okay, we can find truth in some of it, but I do think my heart is a heart. That was the whole point. You got the Father, which is our Father.
Yeah.
He got his people. These my people, because he came in many different places to them saying, look, y'all my people, I got a covenant with y'all. Right. I believe in y'all wholeheartedly, and I'm going to bring y'all back to right now where y'all standing, preaching the word on the street, right? He going to bring us back to tell the people. Right. The Gentiles were never supposed to give the gospel the way that
the Gentiles that the word was going out to were the scattered Israelites. This is what we're trying to get you to understand. You got to understand history and what was going on. Okay? When you understand Bible history in the Greek Empire, what happened during the Greek Empire? It was a thing called Hellenization. Okay? What happened was King Antiochus put out a decree that the Israelites were to leave the law and follow the way of the Greeks.
Right. In the first Maccabees.
In the book of First Maccabees. Right? So when you read that scripture, that was the process of what we call Hellenization, or in today's terms, you would call it what? Americanization. You're being Americanized. You ever heard that? Now you got a whole bunch of Hebrew Israelites living here in America that act like Americans, right?
African Americans.
That speak English. They don't speak Hebrew.
Right.
They don't know nothing. We all speak Hebrew. Yeah, we speak Hebrew. Okay? We ain't up here playing games. So we
everybody spoke Hebrew.
we all speak Hebrew, brother. So listen, so the point that I'm making is, in modern times, when you see the Americanization of the Hebrew Israelites, where they speak English, they eat American food, they celebrate American cultures, and they follow American ideologies,
dress like
that's
Americans.
exactly what was happening in Greece. So what happened was, you had the original Jews that dwelt in Judea that knew that they were of the Commonwealth of Israel. So when So when the Lord came on the scene, he was...
What was speaking in Maccabees? Say go to Maccabees.
Go to the book of First Maccabees, the first chapter. All right, well, when the decree went out, brothers, if somebody in the crowd bring out that decree of Antiochus in the book of First Maccabees.
All the Jews.
Yep.
I got something.
Go ahead.
This is St. John chapter 7 and 35. It says, then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go? Speaking about the Lord, that we shall not find him. Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles,
right,
and teach the Gentiles?
The dispersed. Who are the dispersed?
So the history of the Jews, the Israelites, were you had dispersed, scattered Israelites living among the heathen, the Gentiles, that were acting like them. Same thing with the brothers, acting like them, eating like them, dancing, singing, and living like them.
Yeah.
But what was the goal of the Messiah? To teach them and bring them back to being an Israelite.
Yeah, they were like you have first, second, or third generations. After so many generations, they pretty much they lost their whole heritage. And that was the whole thing with the Pharisees and the Sadducees. They wasn't accepting them because, like pursuant to the law, Deuteronomy 16:16, you're supposed to go to Israel every year. They wasn't those Israelites that was in those different land masses. They wasn't doing anything, any of that. That's what made Yahweh Shah, or whom the world calls Jesus Christ, so critical in those times to die for the sins for them to be brought back in because they were going off in those different land masses.
The adoption.
That was the adoption. Because to be adopted, you had to pretty much be,
Come
they,
back.
they were castaways.
Right.
They were casted out, and then there was an outcast, like it tells, like the brother just read in was that Isaiah 11:11.
They were Gentiles.
But they were being brought back in.
Yeah. So now when we talk about, now we got to understand the process of how our people got Hellenized to where the decree had to go out
Yeah.
to teach them. So let's go to the book of Maccabees real quick.
I got it.
Yep. Yeah. What? Huh? Everybody don't know that. That's not. That's not. Well, I mean, we got to teach you that.
No, I'm saying, but I think Father already knew that would happen because he
They
said,
said the Father,
yeah, he already knew that would happen. Y'all, well,
What's that?
he already knew from the beginning that y'all was scattered. He already knew that would happen. So
Yeah.
I don't think you teaching nothing that he didn't know.
No, they did. They didn't. You got to understand that was a mystery back then to the Commonwealth of Israel. Okay, that was a mystery. That wasn't common. That's why you had the whole debate within Judea between the Gentiles. Okay, and Paul was the one that was really enlightened about that.
Yeah.
That
by-
wasn't really. You got to. That's why I say you got to kind of open your mind up
Yeah.
to history and what was really going on.
And that's what made the Lord so important, because by law, they wasn't supposed to come back into the heritage of Israel.
Right.
By law.
According to the law.
Those Israelites that was following those different, like I said, cast away to dumb idols.
Yeah.
If you follow an idol or you follow different gods, you're supposed to be put to
Cast
death.
away. That's why Paul. But that's why they was going against Paul for preaching to the Gentiles. But Paul was actually trying to bring the scattered Israelites that was
Back
among
into
the
the heritage.
Gentiles back to the commonwealth of them understanding that they were Israel.
I
Yeah,
got that.
Ephesians 2.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, bring
Yeah.
that real quick.
This is Ephesians. Damn, I'm gonna start at 11. Ephesians 2 and 11,
Yeah.
and it says, "Wherefore remember that ye being in time past."
Now, do you know you a Hebrew Israelite?
Yeah.
Did you always know you was a Hebrew Israelite? You a living example of what we talking about.
Right. You didn't always know that.
All of us.
Gentile. We
We were all Gentiles.
That's a
We
prime.
all
That's
were.
you a
It
prime
applies to
example.
all of us, yeah.
Yeah.
We were Americans. We were following the different nations
Yep.
and
Christians,
in a Gentile state of
And
mind.
he understood is when he gave his word to the disciples. He said, y'all go out amongst them and tell the people. See, that's the only way the word go out. Unless we just say, it's cool to congregate right here on the corner, but unless you go and really teach the word, the gospel,
That's
what
what they doing. That's what we doing.
Most don't. But hear me out.
No, we talking about this circle. We ain't talking about most. Okay? What I'm reading right here, you and me and everybody else is a living testimony that you never knew that you was an Israelite from birth. So how did you find out you was an Israelite? Somebody came and told you. So what happened in Greece was the same process. The Greek Empire was literally taking away Jake's customs and cultures from them, turning them into Greeks.
Yeah.
And the word moved and went to teach the Israelites that were Greeks that you're not a Gentile, you an Israelite. That's in Revelation, the 7th chapter. Don't fight against it. Because
I'm not fighting.
so in the book of Revelation, the 7th chapter, when we read about all those kindreds and tongues and nations of people, that's going into all of the scattered Israelites that are among the other nations that speak those languages. That's
Every
all it's
kindred,
talking
every
about.
tongue, every nation.
It's not going into the heathenistic nations.
Yeah.
Remember, Psalms 147 and 19.
Right, come on.
Let's quote it together. I show off my word to Jacob, my laws and statutes to Israel. I have not dealt so with any nation. As far as my statutes, they have not known them.
I got a quick precept too.
So you got to get an understanding of some history, sir.
Yeah.
What's your name?
The mystery in the history.
Q. You got to get some understanding of history.
Mystery in the
Because if you're going to read the Bible for just the literal stance, you're not going to understand it. You need a working knowledge of secular history of the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, the Babylonian Empire, and everything else so you can see exactly what the Bible is talking about. Because really, to be honest, you know some things, but you don't have the full understanding, bro.
Yeah.
You don't. All right, so let's go back to that Ephesians, the 2nd
I
chapter.
can't hear
No, that's
I brought my gospel, so I just won't be blind.
No.
I can't.
Look.
I can't regurgitate the word. I just your mouth. I
we
gotta
edifying.
read it. I got
We edifying. We bringing it out right here. You just got to receive it. That's all it is. Go ahead, bro.
All right, Ephesians 2 and 11 again, and it says, "Wherefore remember that ye being in past time Gentiles in the flesh,
Raise your hand if you was in past times a Gentile.
Do you know what the term Gentile mean?
People who practice the word.
Nope.
Nope, I got it right here.
It's not in covenant.
No. That's what we trying to tell you. We know what's going on. Go ahead, bro.
All right, so the word Gentile, okay, the word Gentile comes from a Latin word, all right? The word Gentile is gentilis, which means of the same family or clan, race, clans, give birth, beget, referring to procreation and family and tribal groups. All right. So when the Bible was translated, remember before we had, if you don't know, before we had the English Bible, the King James, different English Bible, there was a Latin Bible.
Yep.
The Latin word
Okay, yeah.
referring to the people that Paul went to. The Latin word written there was gentilis, because the definition of gentilis was Paul was trying to get his family members back to the Lord.
Yep.
Not because he was trying to get the other nations.
Yeah.
It's just that when they translated it from the Latin to the English, they kept that word.
Yeah.
They should have put a different word there in the English.
Right.
But it's the mystery.
Okay?
That's
Although
part of
the
mystery.
word Gentile means same family, the word Gentile today in modern times means other nations.
That's right.
And
It
the-
don't mean that
But that's not
because and it also means strangers.
Stranger, yeah.
The word Gentile, it means stranger.
Can I read a real quick one
Yeah.
to add to the priest's point? Romans 9:3. And it
It's
says,
Paul's writing.
yeah,
Yep.
it says, for I could wish that myself were accursed from Mashiach Yahushai, from my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh.
Yep. What?
According to the flesh.
Who are what?
Who are Israelites.
Who are what?
Who are Israelites.
Go ahead.
To whom pertaineth the adoption.
The adoption meaning to come back to the Lord. These are the Israelites. Romans 9. These are the Israelites to whom pertains the adoption. Go
And
ahead.
the glory.
And the what?
That's
And the
distinction.
glory.
What is the glory? The kingdom of heaven.
Kingdom of heaven.
Go ahead.
And the covenants.
The covenant. What is the
Old
covenant?
and
The
the
law.
New
Yep.
Testament covenant.
Yep, the laws, statutes, and commandments.
Because when
and the inheritance of the new covenant, which is what? The new Bible.
All pertaining to Israel.
The
Yep.
new covenant in Jeremiah, the new covenant in Jeremiah 31 tells you that it's between what? Judah
Yeah.
and Israel,
Yep.
which is the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. If at that point in Jeremiah 31, if the Lord was dealing with all the other nations, it would have said, and this is a new covenant that I make with Israel, Ammon, Moab, Ishmael. Because think about a contract. If you sign, if we got a contract between us, if there's a typo with one word, you got to void the whole contract. So if the Lord is putting out a covenant, a contract, he by law, he has to name
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody else
who's included in it.
And also, if these other nations that these people speak about going to inherit the glory and the covenants, why didn't they have to go through what we had to go through?
Come on now.
Why we had to hold on? Why did we have to suffer the curse of breaking the law, but everybody else didn't have to suffer that curse? But then they get the chance to inherit the glory. That would be unjust. And the scriptures speak about the Lord is a righteous balance.
Got you. And maybe that's why we here talking, because it kind of confused me when you say those the ones who went through the tribulation.
Right.
Those the ones who made it out. Many nations, many tongues. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna fight with nobody.
We
I'm
know.
just trying to-
Hey,
We
you trying to
know.
get clarity.
Hey, we all men, bro. We all men.
So
Peace,
he say-
bro.
When he spoke to him, say, who are those? And all the white.
Well,
And I get it. But
Sorry.
I get it. Many tongues, many nations, many places. Y'all saying those are all just scattered.
Israelites. They are.
Okay, cool. But maybe that's where I'm trying to get them.
Yeah, it's not about skin color. We're not making this about skin color. It's about the seed. Your lineage has to go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in order. It don't mean you're gonna get delivered. In order to get delivered, your line got to go back to Abraham, Isaac.
You asked, said, why did they have to go through it? I said maybe they will.
No, they not. It ain't no maybes. Ain't no maybes. It ain't written. It ain't written.
Yeah, that part's not
Ain't no
good.
maybes. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
we
saying?
can't-
The
can't
truth
add
for
to
the
it.
fact of the matter is, the Lord made a covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
And then
And
so who
his-
gonna go, only the Israelites can go through the tribulation towards the end? Like, what's
No,
that?
no. Everybody's going to go through the tribulation. Only
Deliverance.
the elect of the Israelites are going to be delivered out of the
Yeah.
tribulation.
I got a
Okay?
precept.
Matter of fact, hold on. Tell them I've been waiting to crack this right here. Go ahead, bro.
Ezekiel 39 and 27.
Yep. Yep.
Ezekiel 39,
39, 27.
27.
What version Bible you read? You King James? The King James?
I got King James. I got my Apocrypha.
Yeah, that's good.
It's Ezekiel 39 and 27.
Yep. Now listen to this, brother. 39 and 27. Ezekiel 39 and 27. Go ahead.
When I have brought them again from the people and gathered them out of their enemies' lands.
Who is them? Notice it's making a distinction between the enemy and them. Them is talking about the Israelite. The enemy is talking about the other nations. That's a clear distinction. Go ahead, bro.
Out of all kindreds, tongues.
Nations. Come on, man. Go ahead, bro.
And am sanctified in them in the sight of many nations.
So that means that there has to be nations of people of the same lineage, kindred, who the Lord brought them out of. Those nations are not slated to be delivered in the end.
Right.
It's clearly making the distinction that he's going to bring them out of those nations, okay, in their sight. So there's no favor being showed to those nations that he's getting ready to bring them out
They're not
of.
going to see it.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Verse 28. Then shall they know that I am the Lord Yahweh, their
Yep.
power, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen.
And there we go.
That's the distinction.
So the Hebrew Israelites, the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which are the blacks, Hispanics, Native and Seminole Indians, their seed was led into captivity under the heathen.
For
Yeah.
breaking the covenant
For
that was
breaking-
given to Israel.
Yeah.
Only. Thank
And they were
you.
following following the customs of those nations, and they became heathens.
Following after wood and stone.
Following out the wood and stone.
Yeah, just read the book of Exodus.
Yeah, that's why Galatians, I think in Romans, it say there's no difference between neither Jew nor Greek.
You know, Greek.
Basically saying they're the same. It's the Greek. You can read that, they think of the white man, it's the Greeks. Nah, it's the Jakes. Jakes that was
Yeah, well,
in the Greek.
why
They
didn't
say
the
they're
Lord
the same.
why didn't the Lord say there's no difference between the Jew and the Chinese?
Exactly.
Well,
There's
why-
no difference between, but then when you read in the book of Exodus 11 and 7, it says he do make a difference between
Yeah.
Israel and the Africans.
And why?
So why he making a distinction between this particular nation?
But saying that
But then he's saying that the Greeks and the Jews are the same.
In the
No, it's
book
not.
in the
It's-
book of Romans.
Yep.
Why
In
are
the
you
book
talking
of
about the
Romans,
Jews and the
it's,
Greeks?
it's
in the
not
book of
that the Jew and the Greeks are the same, because they're not the fucking same. What they're saying is they're Greek Israelites. When you read James' father
Titus.
was a
Titus,
Greek,
yeah.
or was it Titus's father?
Timothy.
James 1.
Timothy. Timothy's father was an Israelite.
Yeah,
Timothy was an Israelite. They called his father a Greek. Why? Why did they call his father a Greek? Because he just lived in Greece. He was a so-called black man walking around like a Greek. He wasn't worrying about being an Israelite. That's the point.
So don't get tripped up over the
Yeah,
word
don't get-
Greek.
That's the point.
You gotta know
Yeah, that's the whole point.
history, right?
That's what makes us.
The title of the epistles.
Yeah.
You got the Philippians, the Colossians.
Yeah.
Romans. Shit.
But guess who he's writing those scriptures?
Exactly.
When you read that's a great point, bro. You read the epistles of Paul, it's to the Corinthians and the Colossians and the Philippians. Those are all Greek cities, but guess who he writing those epistles to? The Israelites. He writing it to the Israelites that was living in those cities. Okay, just like I would, if you would to do a lesson and you would send it to the brothers in Philadelphia, it's just Israelites in Philadelphia. We Israelites in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Then you got other Israelites out here that don't know that they Israelites in Atlanta. So we got to teach them, hey bro, you know you're an Israelite, come home. That's all that was going on.
Yeah.
in
That's all
Greece.
that was going on.
Paul them wasn't running around trying to really get no white man with blonde hair and blue eyes. You accept God, Lord, personal Savior. Man, it wasn't that cupcake.
Jesus.
You know?
Everybody didn't know.
Remember, Jake was getting our people was getting plundered in Greece. When you read the Apocrypha, we were getting plundered, man.
Yeah, man.
We were getting destroyed under Antiochus, man.
Yeah. We couldn't worship.
So there had to
You
be
call
there
ourselves
had to be
Israelites.
an extension of mercy that came to bring them back home.
Yeah.
And that was when our Lord came on the scene and preached the gospel of the Gentiles, man.
'Cause we was
to
banned.
those people that were, they didn't know nothing about Israel.
Yeah.
You got to remember, Greek wasn't just a 2-day kingdom.
Exactly.
This is thousands of years of being indoctrinated with Greek cultures and customs. Just like it's been hundreds of years
slavery,
with our people that's been conditioned under America.
Now we dealing. What are we dealing with now? We got these FBAs. Now everybody's foundational black. Like you said, that's how they were basically Greek niggas back then. Is the same today of these FBAs.
Yep.
Y'all are leaning on being foundational black Americans, and they love America. When we're like, no, nigga,
You an Israelite.
you an Israelite.
You need to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. You have rights to your heritage. But then you had certain people that resisted.
Yep.
Then you had certain ones that actually woke up to the truth.
Yep.
That's what you see right here.
Yeah.
What you seeing is all converted Israelites that converted from Americanism. Or in the ancient world, you would say Greek. Or Hellen, or you would say, they converted from Greek ways and they found out they were Israelites and they started serving the Lord. That's all you seeing right here. It ain't nothing different than what they did.
I got a
Scripture
precept.
says was no new thing under the sun. Go ahead, bro.
This is
We'll close out on that
You
scripture.
got something?
I was gonna say that's the scripture in Acts would say Jews and proselytes.
Oh, yeah.
A proselyte is a newly convert. So we were all proselytes at one point.
Yep.
All right, so
Converted to.
It's real easy to understand.
It's easy.
Yep.
this is
You gotta know the history.
this Luke, and this is Yahweh. I'm gonna make this understanding because it was Yahweh Shah that actually was in this discussion. So this is Luke 24, or whom the world called Jesus Christ, for your understanding. I'll start at verse 15. I'll try to read it as quick as possible because of a few verses. And it came to pass, and this is after he died and he came back. So he was amongst the Israelites. So it says, and it came to pass that while they communed together and reasoned, Jesus, or of course Yahweh Shah himself, drew near and went with them. But their eyes were holden that they should not know him. And he said unto them, these are blood letters, what manner of communication are these that ye have one to another as ye walk and are sad? And one of them, whose name was Cleopas, answering said unto him, art thou only a stranger in Jerusalem, and has not known the things which are come to pass in these days? And he said unto them, what things? And they said unto him, concerning Yahweh Shah of Nazareth, which was a prophet, mighty in deed and word before the Most High and all the people, and how the chief priests and our rulers delivered him to be condemned to death, and have crucified him. But we trusted that it had been he which should have redeemed Israel. And besides,
Redeem who?
Israel.
Go ahead.
Came for the
That's exclusively.
Exclusively.
None of it. None of it.
No baby.
You ain't gonna find no scripture where he gonna extend no salvation to no. It ain't gonna be no national specific salvation included outside of Israel.
Romans 11:26.
Romans 11 and
All
26.
Israel shall be saved as is written.
All Israel, the Israelites. That's who the promise was made with.
The 12 gates.
The salvation
Yep.
cannot include other nations when there was no promise made.
It's only 12
There's
gates.
no
in the
reason
kingdom.
for them to be saved.
They give them, and it said the outer courts in the Revelations.
Yeah.
So they
can't
still
come in.
They can't come in.
They can't come in.
That's the damn. What is that? Revelation
It-
20.
Oh, you talking about-
What chapter?
you talking about the gate?
With the gates.
Yeah.
21 and 12,
Revelation
21 and 12.
So it's only one more book after that. So if somebody was gonna put it slide like the other nations,
The
they
next
would've-
chapter
they would've
said
said
they could have slid it
anybody add or
in
take
Revelation
away.
21 or 22.
Can't add or take away.
And them niggas don't let us in.
Yeah, they don't let us in. Yeah.
Let me join NATO then.
Let us join.
Y'all niggas they don't let us do, they don't let us in with what they got going
Yeah,
on.
you go to India. They gonna treat you like
Yeah,
a
let
nigga.
me treat me like I'm one of y'all then. But then y'all want, we gonna get
Slide in
delivered.
with- nah.
Nah, nigga, this for the captives.
Yeah,
This is for us.
the have-nots.
How we gonna deliver what? How Edomites gonna be delivered? They living high off the hog.
Yeah, deliver
You
from
really-
what?
If you deliver
Saved from
Edomite,
what?
they might be mad.
They be pissed. This they heaven.
I was running the whole criminal enterprise and I just get delivered.
Right?
Don't even delivered from what?
Delivered from yeah.
What are they be? What are these other people going to be delivered from?
Who's oppressing white
We the
people?
ones that need to be delivered, man. You know?
Who's oppressing white people?
Yeah, let's,
Okay, I
18.
okay, you got that. We'll
down.
This is, so this is the book of James. Now this is the brother of the Lord. That was one of his disciples. James,
Blood brother.
chapter 1, verse 1. This is in the Amplified Bible. It says, a bondservant of God and of the Lord Yahushua to the 12 Hebrew tribes scattered abroad among the Gentiles.
What?
Damn.
The Hebrew
wrap
tribes
it up, man.
scattered abroad among the Gentiles. Go ahead.
To the 12 Hebrew tribes scattered abroad among the Gentiles in the dispersion,
In the dispersion.
greetings and rejoice.
Come on, man.
Ain't work around.
So this been a thing that's been happening with us for thousands of years.
And that's why John didn't recognize the elect, because it's been thousands of years of scattering. We don't, I speak as a man, but we don't look like Israelites from 2,000 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
Like if you took us 2,000 years ago and lined up Israelites,
With
a
the
true Judite and a true, we don't look like that.
They're going to ask you who your daddy is.
Yeah, they
don't ask me.
Who's your daddy?
Hey, man, we
Oh,
from,
especially
man.
the Northern Kingdom too.
Yeah. You know, so that's what when we read and see the Bible is an exclusive book. The Bible is not all inclusive.
It's a family history.
That's a Christian ideology or fallacy that's been imposed on the world, that the Bible is all inclusive. You know, if I was, you know, real quick, if this brother was to write a story about Peter, and you start off the book, and you say this book, the subject is Peter, and then you might read about his brother, you might read about his cousin, and the nephews and stuff like that. But you're gonna understand eventually that this whole book is about who? Peter. So therefore, when you get to page 85, and it says he, or it says his, or it says certain things like that, you're not gonna try to be like, I wonder if that's talking about his nephew.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's talking about his cousin right there. You're gonna understand that the Bible is talking about Peter.
Yep.
So what happened is, under Esau's rule, they try to include themselves in certain parts of the scriptures where it's not talking about them. But we, being studied, supposed to well understand that it's talking about the subject.
Can I-
Does that make a little more sense to you?
You don't want it? Yeah, you don't want it?
Well, we
You
all
need to understand it. If I may say this last, you familiar? Are you familiar? You know the scripture says they made war with the lamb.
Yes, sir.
So if they made war with the lamb, and then that shows that they have a what's the word I want to find? They have an ark with him, because when he's coming to bring deliverance and redeem his people. They don't want him to be to redeem his people, just like in Egypt. What did he say? Let my people go. You know how much Pharaoh lost out of the Israelites actually being consumers or subjects under that captivity? Pharaoh didn't want to let them go.
That's why we read in Revelation 18, the merchants of the earth weak.
They weak.
Because when America fall, man, everybody gonna tank. You know?
Because everybody make money off of our black and brown asses.
Yeah, we the cash cows.
Now, just to sum it up, for the sake of the camera, we ain't no skin color based Israelites.
Yeah, right.
So we not just on no black stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know, you got brothers, you know, Issachar. These brothers are indigenous, man. You know?
Hey, but you know what?
You got brothers light skinned, you got brothers, you know, speak all kind of different languages from all different walks of the world. It could be a Chinese looking brother up here right now. If he received the word, we gonna be like, man, that's an Israelite. That's a Jake.
The spirit bear
Because we know that it's a spiritual force field around anybody that's not an Israelite. You're not going to get it. So we move off the spirit of faith. Now we understand that the identifiers of Israel is skin color, but that don't solely make you no Israelite. Because Jake was scattered.
You got a lot of black ass heathens. You got a lot of black ass Edomites.
You got a lot of black ass devils.
And Satan.
So that goes just for the sake of the camera and for edification, we don't just solely base everything on skin color, man. It's an indicator, but it's not the end all be all. Hey, the scriptures speak about the inward man and the outward man, man. Inward appearance and the outward appearance. Now that's spiritual, but then there's an outward, you know, thing. People like, he ain't black.
Yeah.
Well, his spirit is Israelite.
And a lot of that comes from these women, man. These women are very big into colorism, demons.
Yeah.
You ain't black. You ain't black if your mom ain't black. They have their own rules and bullshit that's not according to what the Lord said.
Because really, what it is, man, people of this world, they have a soft spot for, and that's how the Lord got their ass again. Because now you can't necessarily say we colorists.
Exactly.
Because we will let a so-called Chinese-looking brother come in.
Hey, the brother,
the
brother in Nashville.
Yeah, you got a brother in Nashville straight up look like a straight white guy. But he's an Israelite.
And we get a lot of flack.
And he cussed the Edomites out. So that's how the Lord got him there. They try to say us like, they racist, they all black. Well, no. Because people so soft.
Yeah.
But what about white people? What about Chinese people? Well, what happens when you see a Chinese people with a so-called Mexican? So-called Mexican. So-called Native American right here.
They ain't saying
right
what about
beside you.
niggas?
Okay? So come on, man. It ain't even about that black shit.
Yeah, when these crackers come, when these devils with their draconian laws sweep through these streets, they're not having their meetings and some Rothschild is leaning over. But what about the black people?
Right.
What about those black people? They
ain't worried about that.
About you. You better worry about your black ass and your family and getting right with you. How about Shimmy
That's right. We ain't here to worry about everybody else. We only here for the elect.
And you know what, Bishop? We don't even worry about the 2/3. The point of the day was talking about the Israelite foreigners and Gentiles, but really, to hell with 2/3 of our own fucking people, man.
Facts. Yeah, they can kick rocks.
They can kick rocks
right
and
along
die
with
too.
everybody else. Hey, because the Lord's gonna spank this place, man. What you think the ancient prophets did in the ancient world? You think they came with a peaceful message? Why you think they stoned them and killed them in Rome? Why you think they crucified the Lord, man? Because the Lord was prophesying against Rome. Okay? He was excluding Edomites and other nations from the salvation. If it was all inclusive, why they kill them?
Yeah.
And he loved everybody.
Why they kick the Christians out the land?
Yeah, why they kick the Christians out? Why did they persecute the church?
They was trying
If
to.
it was for everybody, if Christianity was about everybody, why did the Christians get kicked out of Rome?
Why wouldn't you just
Tearing down
why
the
wouldn't
government.
Well, look, if that's the case, if ancient Christianity is modern day Christianity, so to speak, right? Or if the Christians from the Bible are the modern day Christians, then why is America giving them the place of worship? In the Bible, they didn't have a place of worship. They had to be on the streets. They had to be on the go. But guess what? You got churches all over America, on every corner, being financed by the government. So that ain't the true Christians. Because in the Bible, to be an actual Christian, it was a struggle. It was a struggle, man.
Any man shall suffer as a Christian.
Yep. So that's how you know that we are the true Mashiachim, man. We the true anointed because we're suffering the same sufferings that they suffer. Okay? They don't want us to practice this in America. They hate it. So that's how you know we come in instead of who the world calls Jesus Christ, which is Yahushua. We come in instead of Peter and Paul and James and John and Stephen and all the prophets in the Bible that was going around causing a ruckus in Rome and Greece. We doing the same thing. Because why? Because our message ain't all inclusive. If we told everybody that walked by that, I love you, it's gonna be okay, have an amazing day, salvation is coming, you accept him as your own personal love. If we was doing that, they would have no reason to hate us.
They would love us.
But because we're marking them off, we telling you have nothing to do with this.
Nobody hates
That's
Christians.
why they don't want to see us.
That's right.
Okay?
That's real.
So don't. That's why you got to have a working knowledge of the history, man, to understand what was happening in these kingdoms, what type of government was in power, what type of laws was in power. You got to know this stuff in order to understand why the gospel was being preached as such.
I know you said that was the last one, but
No, we finish right here, bro.
This is Job 8:8, and it says, "For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers."
You got to do a diligent search of historical documents, man, and you merge it with biblical understanding. You gotta have a historical perspective on the Bible, man, or you just not gonna get it. That's why you gotta go into, you know, you gotta go into the Josephus.
Yep.
All right, you need to go into certain Roman secular history. You need to look into words,
Yep.
languages, okay?
Timelines.
Timelines. You need to
Translation,
look at the
yeah.
different emperors, you know, and the Caesars. and see what type of legislation, what was going on, who was alive when they was alive, what type of wars was going on,
Yep.
what date. The brother Kashakwala Gad right here, he's excellent with dates. You know, 193 BC and, you know, 242. He'll go into the dates like it's, you know,
1995.
like it's 95. You know? But that gives him a greater biblical perspective.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people just spitball in the Bible.
Skipping names because they can't, you know, Jake in the world, they can't pronounce a name. Like, man, that don't mean nothing. It means something.
Yeah,
It means a lot.
Look at the name. You got to read it, pronounce it, then look at the meaning of the name. Okay, so you can get good biblical. That's why a lot of people gonna see when all hell break loose. That's why a lot of people gonna lose the faith because they're not rooted.
Come on, man.
They're not rooted in biblical understanding. Why you think a lot of people was denouncing the faith back when the Romans was rolling?
Yep.
And why you think it was so easy to turn Jake into Hellenes? Because they wasn't built up in the faith. But then you had the other Jews that was being persecuted. They wouldn't lead the faith. What was the difference then?
Come on now.
They had the faith. They had understanding. The other ones didn't. So it's easier to shake people that don't got no real root.
Yeah.
Okay? You got to get built up in the scriptures. Okay, so with that, we're going to go ahead and close it out, giving all praises, glory, and honor to.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakunash.
Hey, double honors once again to the apostle, elders, great millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.